99.3 The Fanatic, your home for the NFL.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile brand. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with turbo power charging that gives you power for the day and just 50 data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Head coach Bobby Hurley and Sun Devil men's basketball are ready to join the Big 12 Conference. This season, the Sun Devils host conference foes Baylor, Iowa State, Arizona, TCU, and Houston, all at Desert Financial Arena.
And another steal ahead to Miller, and Miller reverses it up and in, and he's fouled. Holy moly.
Join the action and get your Sun Devil men's basketball tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah! Huzzah! Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate. Huzzah! Jousting nights. Huzzah! Silly fun for the entire family. Huzzah! Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah! Lots of new shows, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Delta Airlines raises the bar on cleanliness with the Delta Care Standard. Learn more at delta.com.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, Radio Pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Filthy Phil to fill in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, Phil, just before we went on air, realized there has been some changes in the control room. One of the things you'll notice is, I cleaned. Something that doesn't look like it's happened in 5 years. I got in there and I didn't clean everything, but I cleaned some things, like the board. I did kind of clean that some, and I replaced the keyboards because
Damn. Nobody has dusted or cleaned in there probably since 2017, if we're honest.
Yeah, no, it was there was certain elements that if you hit the A button on the keyboard, it hit the Q button as well because the gunk, traveled
Oh
from
my
one to
God.
the
What?
other, and so yeah, it was
never
delicious.
occurred to anyone to clean.
Oh, it occurred. It occurred. It occurred.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It occurred.
That's great. Anyway, so now I did it, and I also got rid of the Washington stuff. No offense to Keon, but I got Arizona things up there since I didn't have anything else. I put up a Coyotes thing and a Phoenix Rising thing.
What about a Dan Quinn over here? It's apparently he's Lennon. I don't know what that is.
Well, I just saw him in a press conference. I said that dude looks like Lennon, and so I posted it up. You can take that down, I guess.
Now you've done it, Phil.
Yeah, you ruined it. Just ruined it. Just tear it up. Just throw it away. Anyway, so yes, I did do some dusting and tidying up. More can be done in there.
Looks great.
By someone not named me. That'd be nice. Anyway, so all sorts of things are happening. All sorts of things are happening right now. And this right here, boy, the Mavericks just can't catch a break.
Gosh,
can't catch any kind of a break at all. It just got worse and worse. First, they lost their Luka. Their Luka went to the Lakers.
They chose that one.
They're like, well, thank God we still have Kyrie Irving. Well, about that. Yeah. Yep. Kyrie Irving, torn ACL. He's out for the remainder of the season. And the Mavericks just decimated. If you thought things were bad before, they're even worse now. The Mavericks are just going to plummet. And I guess that's why the Dallas Mavericks thought, oh, this is a good time to raise the prices. This is a good time to increase season ticket prices by 8%. Makes sense. Sure. They already want to fire your GM. You've gotten rid of your star player. You just lost your other star player to injury. And nobody has a reason to go to the game. That's when you raise the prices, Randy.
They have to do something to pay AD.
Yeah, they got them right where they want them. Right? Like you put out a quality product on the court, and now it's time to really cash it in.
So anyway, just horrible. Just horrible. Who's running the Mavericks now? He's not Mark Cuban anymore.
No, it's he sold his controlling interest, and then now it really does seem that Nico Robinson is the GM, and he has like full control. It seems.
But does Nico control the ticket prices?
That I wouldn't say.
Whose idea was that?
I believe that would have to be the president of basketball operations, wouldn't it?
Well, that guy needs to be fired too. I mean, I get it. Inflation. Okay, fine. But maybe don't pair the news this soon after losing Luka Doncic and the same day you lost Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I think
Nico Harris is the president of basketball operations.
Yeah, so it must be. Yeah, it must be. Look, Kyrie Irving, he had his Kobe moment. You remember when Kobe tore his ACL or MCL, whatever it was, his PCL, something over there. And then he walked out to the court, finished doing his free throws, and then went to go get evaluated, was out for that season, made a triumphant return, yada, yada, yada. Kyrie Irving had his torn ACL, went out, manned up, as you guys say, and took those 2 free throws and then walked off the court. And with him went the Mavericks' chances for doing anything, accomplishing anything, and also possibly bailing the Mavericks out on this trade. And because I think had the Mavericks won a championship within these first 2 years with AD when he comes back.
Oh, you silly.
No, I'm saying had they done this, had they accomplished this with Kyrie, AD, and everybody else coming back and they win a championship, they make a heroic comeback, yada, yada, yada. I think it would be arguable, right? It would at least you would have an argument to make to say, you know what, at least the Mavericks, they pushed it in for a championship. It warrants everything, yada, yada, yada. Now it's awful. It's making a bad situation absolutely worse.
Berg says, wait, did Phil just compare Kyrie to Kobe Bryant?
I said it's a comparable situation.
The moment.
Yeah, the moment. Yes, not saying that, at all. They're pretty different players.
Berg says Dallas Mavericks, as they are constructed today, will be better than the awful 2024-25 Phoenix Suns.
Well, I certainly like their coach more.
They'll probably roll home on their record. But I don't think they're better than the Suns right now. No,
They're only 3.5 games ahead of the Suns right now.
Actually, weirdly enough, they don't have anybody who could pose a size advantage for the Suns. That is their biggest weakness for the Phoenix Suns. So actually, it would be a series. It would be a horrific. Nobody likes to watch this bad basketball 7-game series, but it would be a series.
Yeah, they got half a game out of Anthony Davis. I don't think that he's really a threat at the moment. So
yeah.
Anyway, so the Mavericks. I just really wanted to bring all this up so you'd feel better about the Suns. They're playing the Clippers tonight, so that's the last we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. The ASU Sun Devils playing Arizona tonight, and that's the last we're going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Well, you know, one thing that does make it worth mentioning the Suns here is that the Dallas Mavericks are the only team that are ahead of the Phoenix Suns as of right now. We know that the San Antonio Spurs are dealing with a loss of Wembe. I don't know that, maybe the Phoenix Suns, in spite of all common sense and logic, might have actually stumbled into getting into the play-in and being the absolute worst play-in team we've seen in quite some time. And you know what? On a 1-to-1 game basis, they might actually make the playoffs, because in a 1-game series where they have the most talent, like the best of the talent, they might be able to make the playoffs. That's the best that I can offer you if you're the Phoenix Suns. That's maybe the most positive, optimistic spin I can make on this.
But they're not in the same division.
But they're in the same
Suns
conference.
are at the bottom of the Pacific. So what is their path to being in a play-in? Is that just being ahead of the Grizzlies on the overall stand? I mean, it's not the Grizzlies. The Mavericks on the overall standing.
Yeah, that's all that they need. Right now, the NBA is far more or less. So in the NFL, it matters more about divisions. NBA, it really doesn't. The Western Conference standings as a whole, as an entire conference, is what matters most. So right now, the Dallas Mavericks are in the number 10. Yeah, are now in the 10 spot. The Phoenix Suns can certainly make up that ground if the Dallas Mavericks are rolling out there.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with this idea.
I'm not saying get your hopes up. I'm saying that it's
just,
you just don't want the Suns to be in the play-in tournament. That's all.
I just don't want to see them get humiliated. They can't figure out anything. So who's to say that? No, they're not going to figure it out. So the Dallas Mavericks, this is going to suck, because the Dallas Mavericks are going to get worse. They're going to lose enough games. The Phoenix Suns probably can overtake it. The only thing you can hope is that it's not going to be the Spurs. So the Trailblazers overtake the Suns and get into that play-in, so we are spared the embarrassment of the inevitable that comes next. Because if we don't have it figured out now, we're not going to have it figured out suddenly in a playoff game. It's just not. This is not the way to do things. So, I mean, I know people are going to be like, you're a fair weather fan. You're not a real Suns fan. No, man, this is how I do. This is how I do with my Colts. This is how I do with my Suns. If we're going to be embarrassed, I just assume not,
So you would rather, if there are people that have this debate all the time, like if you were to play in a Super Bowl and you're told that you're going to lose, you would much rather lose in a competitive game rather than a blowout. Because
competitive game.
Yeah, you'd rather lose 24-23 in overtime.
I don't want to be blown out ever.
Okay.
I don't like the argument, well, it's better just get it blown out. It's less of it's less hurt. No, it hurts no matter what to lose. But if you're going to lose, I feel it hurts more if you get blown out. That means you had no business being there. You didn't deserve to be there, and you're a joke. But as far as a close game, hey, game. It was one game. You guys played a close game. Maybe another game, it would have gone the other way. So that at least you have some dignity on. There's no moral victories, but at least some dignity.
I don't think you have too much to worry about, Jeffrey, because according to the NBA.com, the Phoenix Suns have the first most difficult, highest difficulty strength of schedule remaining. Mm-hmm. They play 12 at home, and they play 10 on the road.
Nothing for us.
And then Dallas. Let's see, they're way down here at 14.
Where do the Portland Trailblazers rank in that one, Randy? I'm curious.
The Trailblazers are
trailing us.
They are trailing us currently at the moment.
Well, they're got the fourth most difficult strength of schedule. The Clippers have the 6th. Okay. San Antonio has the 8th, and on and on and on.
Yeah, so, one just wonders if the corpse of the Dallas Mavericks that exists right now can just rumble and tumble its way to hold on and clinch that number 10 spot, which is the play-in spot, or if the Phoenix Suns even they just need to make up the difference of games. They don't need to go on a spectacular run, really. They just need to make up the 3.5 games, which is possible when you're looking at what's ahead of you. And
well, you got 20 games left, and as bad as the Mavericks are in right now in the shape they're in, I'd be shocked. I mean, we're going to lose probably the next 5 or 6 in a row. But there's other winnable games in there that help us make up a difference, and they're going to win most every game in a row.
I don't know how this happened, but Minnesota has the 29th. They have the easiest, almost the second easiest strength of schedule down the stretch here.
Well, in the NBA, it's so long of a schedule that it really can be not just peppered in of like, hard game, easy game, yada. A lot of the times you do get in clumps, especially if you're in a bad division, right? Because then you'll be playing divisional games in a clump here and then in a clump here. So Minnesota has played the vast majority of their difficult games already in the season. Now they are going into ooey gooey part of their season that should help rise their status.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Absolutely
So,
they should.
So we should feel fine about them. What is crazy is now the reverse has happened with the Phoenix Suns, where they are facing the most difficult part of their schedule that they did not take advantage of the earlier part. And I just wonder, because again, if they get to number 10, let me tell you how this fairy tale story ends. Let's not be under any delusion.
You want to see it's time for Uncle Phil's story time. Okay, Jeffrey, get your
popcorn
comfies on.
Yes,
Let's go.
Get your hot cocoa ready. Best scenario for the Phoenix Suns this series is that the Phoenix Suns overtake the Dallas Mavericks for the number 10 seed. Because of the shamblings and the galley racing, the way that it best happens is that you then face the Sacramento Kings. You bump them out because it's a 1-game series. You got Kevin Durant. They don't. Boom. Now you're heading to that number 10 versus whoever lost between the Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's probably going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves winning, and then the Clippers fall down. You beat them. Bam. Because again, you have Kevin Durant. He outdoes Kawhi's injured, whatever. So now you're the number 8 seed.
You're not going to beat the Clippers.
You are
always.
Yeah, I'm
injured.
saying this is the best situation here, Jeffrey. Now, for your reward for having made up the difference, for being the entirety end of the season, for ramifying the end of the season, and for making sure that the end of the season actually meant something for you. For all that hard work, you are gifted the opportunity, the chance to face the number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder, who are young, hungry, don't know any better, have not won in this position last year. As the number 8 seed, you are getting swept, good sirs. You are getting swept and out of the playoffs immediately. That is so there is no fairy tale ending for this series. There's no tread to respectability. It is all bad for the Phoenix Suns.
It's not that bad. If we have to face the Thunder, we only lost to them. Let's see, the first game 140 to 109.
All right, listen, 31 points, not bad.
We gained some ground on them in the second game. Let's see, the second game 99-83, and we still have one more game to play. Yeah, so.
It was close in the first.
We got closer.
Period.
We got closer. So
there is no fairy tale ending for this to end. The Phoenix Suns are spiraling. However, it is weird, but they might have just, with this Kyrie Irving injury news, might have just stumbled their way into somehow becoming relevant one last gasp, one last time with Kevin Durant.
Well, so there's two things. One, are we now calling him Wembe? Is that what we're going to call Wembanyama?
I think it's what the league calls him. Yeah.
Wembe. No, they call him Wemby or Wembanyama, but Phil said Wembe.
Wembe. I think that's where we. I think that's where we have to go.
Yeah, we're going to call him Wembe.
Oh, watch out. The fourth dimension only likes you saying that in that tone too.
I just made that dude today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I this is more than I really wanted to talk about the Suns because it ain't gonna go well tonight, and it ain't gonna go well tonight for ASU, if we're honest. And listen, I'm pulling for them. I'd love to see the upstate in the McHale Center. Absolutely would be great, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to everybody and try to talk about a path for ASU to suddenly take out Arizona. I'm not gonna stand here and lie to you about a path for the Suns to suddenly take out the Clippers. I mean, you got stars, just whatever's wrong with the Suns until it's fixed. I'm not going to get in there. I'm not going to get into that.
Can I offer you the one little rope across the bow that
to hang my fandom with?
One little nugget of goodness.
Yeah, that maybe the Arizona State Sun Devils can win tonight against all odds, against all reason and rationale. you know, we saw this last year in the college football regular season. There was no reason, there was no logical reason to believe that there was any chance whatsoever that Michigan could beat Ohio State, national champion Ohio State, that went on one of the hardest gauntlets you've ever seen to win the national championship. There was no reason to believe that Michigan could beat them.
Boo-hoo.
But they did. No, I'm not saying boo-hoo. What I'm saying is ASU can possibly muddy the waters, can possibly make their rival come down to their level to where talent doesn't matter. It's just a bloodbath. It's just who can get down to the rim, who, because Arizona is in a free fall right now. Arizona State, this would make their day. If they could be the reason why Arizona, for whatever reason, is no longer ranked, has that much worse of a trail in the big March Madness tournament bracket. If they could do that, this could be all that Bobby Hurley has to do in order to save his job. So I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it's even likely that it's going to happen. What I am saying is that we have seen upsets happen in the heated divisional rivals, in the regional rivals that do happen here. It is possible that Arizona State can shock the world and win by a single point.
So, by the way, Arizona favored by 17.5 points.
But it'll be close when it tips off.
As I always say, Jeffrey, but you still have to play the game.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, at least the Suns are only, unfavored by 2.5 points. So
that is true.
Got that going for them, I guess.
I suppose. Possibly.
Anyways, Wilbur says, hey, look on the bright side. If you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, before too long, the Cowboys will lose one of their 3 football players, either Prescott Lamb or Micah Parsons. And then all of those people in Dallas can start worrying and screaming about the Cowboys again. And maybe forget the Mavericks, right? Well, it's not going to be CeeDee Lamb. We'll tell you about that later on. But, yeah, I mean, I don't feel sorry for Dallas. But I kind of feel sorry for the Mavericks. Can I tell you why? Because we never had a problem with the Dallas Mavericks. It was Luka.
Yes, we did.
Smug Luka. We wanted to smack the smirk off that face. But as far as the Dallas Mavericks go in general, did we have a problem with them? I didn't have a problem with them.
Well, Jason Kidd is their head coach.
Oh, the wife beater. Okay, yeah.
Spitter on the quarter. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then okay. There you go. You've given me a reason.
There you go.
But outside of those guys,
they're from Dallas.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about that. I'm not anti-Dallas.
Nico Robinson made a huge move, a huge gamble, and unfortunately, when these things don't pay off, he would have gotten all the glory. Had they won a championship against all odds this year, he would have gotten all the glory and all the heaps of praise that he had been earning prior to it. But now he doesn't. He has to face the ramifications.
Well, it sounds like he's doing just fine, raising ticket prices 8.6%.
Good job.
Good job.
Hey, Randy, what is your problem with Dallas in general? Is it because you're just dislike for the Cowboys?
Cowboys, and people are just so big on Dallas. Like, I've been to Dallas. It's nothing to write home about.
No, it's not.
It's really not. I don't understand why everybody is just so high about Dallas. I've been to Dallas. Personally, I've been to Austin and Dallas, and I think Austin is probably better than Dallas. And
Everybody
Austin is
likes
weird.
Austin.
And Austin is weird.
That's what I like about Austin.
Got great barbecue.
Sure.
Oh, they got great barbecue there.
But I'll tell you what, as far as the United States of these Americas go, back when Texas wanted to become its own country, we should have let them. I mean, of course, driving to the East Coast would take longer because we have to go around it.
Well, it'd be harder too.
Yeah. Oh, well. Listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back. I'll read your texts. We've got more NBA to talk about and other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse with more peace of mind. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The Rich Eisen Show. What do you do if you're the Tennessee Titans? I would go with Cam Ward. I would say we don't want to be up here any longer, or they do fall in love with Shedeur Sanders. With all due respect to Will Levis, I know we have these conversations over and over and over again that you have to be patient. You have to believe in your guy. They unfortunately didn't draft him.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580. The Fanatic.
I think that's the Foo Fighters. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Papa Roach. Never mind. There is a.
Didn't want to doubt you, but I didn't feel like it was.
A couple of Foo Fighter tunes in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Papa Roach though. Yeah.
Thank you, Randy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and let's get back to the text line and clean some of this stuff up. Fish Tank says, "Where the hell is baseball season to give us all a little optimism?" Well, it's getting closer and closer. Let's check in now with Randy
sniff
White.
the grass. Oh,
Yeah.
it's almost here.
Spring training is in full effect. Don't care about the wins and losses in the Cactus League. What we care
Nope.
about is how does the team look, and when will we start to see the fully realized version of the team out there on the field?
You're probably not going to see much of the fully realized team until the last week of spring training, and then they will have all the starters out there in mass. They will play longer games. They will have more at bats and try to get them set up for their first series. I mean, that's what all teams pretty much do. They don't like to risk their starters. You know, they tend to have these guys come out in the morning, take some batting practice. They have pitchers throwing on the side. Then they do some simulated games where they work situational baseball, as you know, a lot of coaches like to call it, where they have batters hitting into situations. They've got base runners, nothing dramatic. And then when they get into a game, you know, the guys get out there to see some game action, but that's about it. They want to keep these guys fresh for the long and grueling baseball season. So I would expect late last week of spring training before you see the starters out there.
Holy moly, there's a lot of spring training games. We got 25 left to go, and already been what was it, 12?
Well, that means it's only 20. That's 25 days until the starting of the baseball season.
That's a lot of games, man. A lot of spring training games.
Actually, the first day of baseball, I believe, the opening day is not counting the Tokyo series between the Cubs and the Dodgers over in Japan. The opening day is March 27th. So
that's for us too in Chicago. Chicago, we're hosting Chicago.
the Slubbies here in Phoenix.
Yeah. I never really paid that close attention to spring training because you told me it doesn't matter. So I believe you.
Well,
And
it doesn't.
I would just get my, occasional update from Randy. How they looking? Oh, not good. How they looking? Oh, really good. And I don't need to watch unless I get to actually go down there, drink a beer, have some fun, and sit in the shade and watch the spring training games. I don't care what's happening.
Well, did you know that there's an 11% correlation between how teams do in spring training versus how they fare in the regular season? Meaning it's not that big of a deal,
right?
But it does help. Like, for instance, Randy, do you know what how well the 2010 Arizona Diamondbacks did?
2010?
Yes.
Not very good. I don't remember.
Yeah, they did not do very well at all. They were awful. But yet that's the year that they made the World Series, no?
2010, no. 2001.
2001. Oh yeah. So see, yeah. But I do know that they were winless and they had a good season there. So it's not a big correlation, but it exists. It's nothing really. But again, with the Arizona Diamondbacks at 5-5, it's fine. It's fine.
It's interesting looking at the games. So I'm going to say, Randy, according to your thought process, we should start seeing the full formation of the team around Monday, March 17th, when they have a double header. They're playing Kansas City and the Angels that day.
It's called a split squad game where
so maybe not that day.
Half the team go to play one team, half the team goes and plays the other.
Okay, so not that day, but maybe March 19th then. Wednesday against the Rockies. And then after that, they got the A's, they got the Brewers, they got the Padres, they got the the White Sox, Padres again. Wait.
I would imagine that you will start to see, if we open up on the 27th of March,
the Cubs.
Then you will start to see them about 5 days earlier in spring training. And then they break camp and usually go to downtown and they play an exhibition series against another team. It could be the Cleveland. It could be
their exhibition
Seattle,
is Cleveland, and there's only two games with them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you'll probably see them the last 5 to 7 days before they open up the season.
All right. So, then that puts us right at March 19th versus the Rockies is when you should start to see things come together.
And you will probably see if there's some close battles in camp between a minor leaguer looking to make the team or not make the team, you'll probably see some extra playing time from these guys that are trying to make the team, the last minute kind of guys that are trying to make the 40-man roster and get on the big team. So
Fish Tank says he caught the Diamondbacks on Saturday at Salt River Fields. Attendance set a record of 13.6 thousand people.
Yeah.
Just gets bigger and bigger every year.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'm looking here. 11,000, 8,500, 10,000. The worst one was Thursday versus Cincinnati. They only had 3,300 people there for some reason. I don't know what the story was with that. But for the most part, people are showing up just for spring training because you know what it is? It's spring training is kind of like World Cup soccer. You see spring training there, gives you an excuse to go out there, sit in the shade or the sun, and the temperatures are nice, it's good weather, and just get blasted. It's just everybody's getting blasted.
Oh yeah,
during the work day.
Phil, I wanted to remind you, I looked it up here. In 2010, the Diamondbacks were a miserable 65-97, and they finished last place in the National League West, 27 games out of first.
Maybe the research I'm doing here is not. I will need to double check what in the heck it means.
Yeah, Phil, take it from me.
I know what it is. That computer has metrics on it. For some reason, Harris likes the metric system.
You
gotta switch that over, and all of a sudden, it'll all make sense.
Let that switch up there, Phil. You'll get it right.
Yeah, these kids these days. But Devil Hawk says, Phil, stop spewing BS. I'm a diehard ASU fan, and even I know you're full of it about ASU winning tonight.
I
wasn't.
didn't.
He was just supposing. He
He's
was
trying to
I,
encourage.
Yeah.
I gave the sliver of, a fatty meat on the steak that possibly you could chew on, that maybe gave you a glimmer of hope that the rest of the game will be worth a damn watching. I don't believe it. I'm an ASU
No.
alum. I want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have full confidence it will.
Yeah, Phil, you have to understand the people who listen to this show, grizzled, I think is the best word.
Yeah.
Just, we're just realistic. We've seen it all. We're just too much honesty. There's just too much honesty. We're not like the guys down the dial who will dig in and give you false hope. Hey guys, there's a chance. No, shut up. And we're just being real here.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I wish that it was a better coach that was on the team that could, do that, right? Like if we had a better coach than Bobby Hurley, I'd be like, oh, you know what? Like this is the type of game that you can muddy up and all this stuff. But I don't necessarily like if we had.
You put the blame on Bobby Hurley, do you?
I do. I think at the end of the day, I really do look for an identity. At least when you have a.
I want you to do this now. I don't want you to do this at the end of the day.
No.
At the end of the day, we're off the air. Nobody can
yeah.
hear us at the end of the day, Phil.
All right. So at 3:32 p.m., I'm going
Thank
to
you.
place the blame at Bobby Hurley's feet because at least if we have Mike Rizzo, or any of these immaculate head coaches across college basketball, you can usually put an identity to it, at least a philosophy, something that the team can believe in or put forth on the court, whether, Phil Jackson had the triangle offense, all that stuff. But with Bobby Hurley, all I get, like his identifying factor is he's a yeller. That's all I get. A little, maybe sometimes a little sweaty, not nowhere near as sweaty as the
Yeller.
Not old Yeller. We're not going to take him behind any barns, but he is.
Them's fighting words around here.
Yeah, well, as long as we're not on a basketball court, I'm sure he's as harmless as a pup.
Aha! As a pup.
Let's see here. Hefty Lefty says Nico Harrison might need 24/7 Secret Service protection by now. I think he's already had that. Moist One says, never watched Debbie Does Dallas. Is it worth a watch?
Wow.
Phil?
I can't say that I've ever seen it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. I don't even know what you're talking about, Moist One. Moist One said, I'm sorry, Big George says, happy Taco Tuesday. We agree on that point. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Absolutely.
He says the sun is shining brightly, spring is in the air, and baseball season's around the corner.
Yep.
I'm very optimistic about this Diamondback season. We will be challenging the Dodgers for the NL West crown.
Well, they'll be second. I don't know if that means.
Come on, let him have his moment. He just says challenging. He didn't say winning. Come on, Phil.
I guess when they have two
There's
games.
grizzled, and now you've gone into a dark place.
I've gone to LA with the Dodgers.
It is very dark.
Place. Yeah.
George was appreciating your optimism there for a moment.
Mm-hmm. For a second.
Yeah, he says, there's always a chance ASU could upset their bitter rivals, but he says, go ASU, beat you Arizona. Sure hope so. Would love it. It'd be Christmas. It'd be like Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because not just to win, as Phil said, but also to spoil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because again, when you have a no good rotten season that is amounting to nothing, what makes it feel any better? But by Schadenfreude. Bring somebody down to your level, baby. Oh, that is delicious. Oh, it is the nectar of the gods.
That Schadenfreude was.
That Schadenfreude thing that he's talking about, that happened to me one time. I was on a road trip and I had to pull over real bad.
Oh, no. That's not what that means.
Oh, no.
It's a German word for enjoying the misery of others.
Oh.
What you had was just diarrhea.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'll back that out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So speaking of coaches, Steve Kerr, every now and then
he is a coach.
Yeah, he just comes out and says stuff. And the latest, and I think, can I be honest with you? I think once you've had the leaky spine,
you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
you
don't
kind of lose. You kind of lose some presence. Yeah.
So he said, and I agree with this. I do agree with this, but I'm just like, what's going on here? Steve Kerr, very angry. He's like, they need to start calling more traveling violations.
I agree.
That is the most unpopular thing somebody who works for the NBA could possibly say. I 100% agree. And he says, yeah, we do it too. And he said, everybody sees it when it happens. But yeah, I'm used to seeing how many, by the way, what is the actual rule? How many steps can you take without dribbling?
I think it's 28.
No, that's LeBron.
28.
That's
Oh,
LeBron's.
sorry. I'm sorry again. I'll back right out again.
If I haven't seen a guy take 5 steps to the basket, it's a common thing to see him take 5 steps to the basket.
Mhm.
LeBron, 28. You're correct.
Yeah. I think 2 before you have to dribble again is the rule.
This is going to make him very unpopular with everyone who works for the NBA.
Yeah. All right. So a
You know?
player who gathers the ball while progressing may take 2 steps in coming to a stop, passing or shooting the ball, or B, if he has not yet dribbled, 1 step prior to releasing the ball to start his dribble.
Exactly. So 2 steps, basically. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's just, it is out of control. And I watch basketball and I'm like, why didn't they call that guy for traveling? Nobody complains. Nobody does. Because we're like, well, if he's doing it, we're all doing it. I guess everybody's doing it. Kerr has had enough of it. And he says, it's a problem when there's 100 fans in the stands and every coach in the sideline. We're watching film. Everyone's signaling for a travel call. And Kerr said, everybody sees it. We are clearly not teaching as a league our officials to look at the feet.
No.
Yeah. And you know what's so weird too is that I think that it's a interesting paradox where look at the NFL. I think everybody agrees that on any given play, you can call holding, whether it's on the offense, whether or not it's hands. It's just a matter of whether or not it impacts the play. But travel is the spotlight is always on the person with the ball, right? So if you are traveling, you can almost call traveling for a lot of, especially in the NBA, a lot of the plays going around.
You can call them all,
and then
and watch it stop.
And that's the thing. I agree. I think that it would be more artistic, more of a flow of the game if you were to call it and actually enforce these rules that are already in place.
See, but if you start clamping down on the traveling,
not mid-season, you do it at the beginning of the season, so they've had warning.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you start clamping down on the traveling, now you're going to start impeding on some of these guys like SGA. There's some of these guys that have these miraculous shots. When they come out of nowhere, they run around 2 or 3 guys on the floor and end up with a slamma jamma, or they move inside the arc and back outside. And if you start calling traveling there, and they sink the 3, see, now all of a sudden the game loses that edge, that kind of athletic edge to the game. And I don't think what's his name, the guy from Harry Potter that's running the thing. I don't think he wants that. I think that what they want is this trend of having these sensational plays by these young guys coming out of the college.
But I don't necessarily. I mean, I think that you can still showcase athleticism within the rules as currently constituted, Randy. Like, look at the Euro step that Giannis does. Giannis can nearly cover half the court with just his 2 steps alone whenever he's in full stride. And I think it's an incredible feat of athleticism that is certainly a part of the more raw physicality that the game can show you. I mean, if you're looking at 2 contrasting styles, you look at Kyrie Irving, who is just far more so an artist, and kind of does a floater and can dribble and go around. Whereas Giannis, far more of a brute and more like in the mold of Shaq, where he'll just like take a dribble and then bam.
I have the solution.
Okay.
So here's what you do. You can't do it in mid-season, but then at the beginning of the next season, you may have one simple rule change plus notification that we are going to enforce. And here it is. You get 3 steps. 3 steps. That extra step allows that little extra boost of a move to the basket that all the kids love to see when somebody's going up there to dunk or lay it up, right? So you get 3 steps to the basket, but every 4th step will be enforced. Every traveling call will be enforced. You give them a little, and then you say, hey, but the free ride for LeBron is over. The free ride for guys taking a casual stroll to the basket without dribbling is over.
They're never going to call LeBron or Luka or SGA
Also-
Giannis or any of these superstars traveling.
LeBron James is not the godfather of this. It's James Harden. If you want to look at who is the criminal, who started this, who is the
Yeah, I knew it was
progenitor.
somebody named James.
But
Anyone named James gets grandfathered in. You
thought
can take
LeBron
8
was
steps, and then we
Was-
have to talk.
Wasn't LeBron in the league longer than James Harden?
Yes, but yet it's James Harden with the third step back three, where he'll just take a little step, a little giddy up, and then one more, and then he had a 3-pointer that was unguardable for for like a very elongated period in the NBA, which led to his dominance.
I have spoken. I feel like my idea is the best,
and so it shall be.
Yes, 3 steps to the basket, and we shall enforce. All in favor, say aye.
Maybe.
What, Phil? What the hell?
I'm just saying, if you give them an inch, they might then go a mile. I don't know.
I've just given
I'd have to
you
think
an
about it.
inch to then you can't go any further. The line is right here.
I don't know. Once you start giving inches, I get lose control.
I don't want anything elongated either, so we're just going to go to break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees. That ain't nice.
Ain't nice.
Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner. It's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy Hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken courage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Big Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Boomer Sooner says 2 steps, 3 steps, 5 steps. The refs still won't call an infraction. They will if they're told to.
They will if they're told to. So, but don't worry, they're not going to change nothing. Randy's right. They like it the way it is. So that's the end of that. I'm hungry. I forgot to eat lunch.
I saw you had your spaceman applesauce there.
I also got a banana here, which I could eat. I could eat that as we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, did you know that there's been a development in bananas? Because I know you enjoy a nice banana.
I do.
I don't mean that in a weird way either.
cure-
Everybody just stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it cure arthritis? Maybe cancer?
Banana? No. What? What do you? No, I'm just talking about. Okay, just listen. Scientists in England have created a new banana that stays fresh 12 hours after you peel it. So you could peel the banana and it's still good for like 12 hours.
Whoa.
All right. What are they spraying it with?
Yeah, I know. Like, what is it? Got that super growth? Is it what I take every morning? What does it do?
Nope. It won't get brown and mushy, and not because of any chemicals. Even at 24 hours, the banana would be good. It's a new variety. It'll have 30% less browning than traditional banana. Like this banana here, it's like, I better eat this fast or somebody has to bake some bread, right?
I was going to say, yeah, that's bread.
And they'll have the same taste, smell, sweetness, texture, all the above, but they're editing the genes. It's not a GMO. Here's the difference. A GMO, that introduces foreign genetic material. So, but on this, they just made changes to the banana's existing genetics by disabling the ones that create the enzyme that browns bananas. So all they did is go in there and edit the actual genes. So it's not a GMO. It's not going to give you a third eye or nothing. So the new bananas should show up sometime later this month. Here in the United States.
I'm not going to try them.
So it's like the Liger of bananas.
Kind
where
of,
you have
but
forced science. You have created an unholy union of non-perishing bananas
You're not
that will now take over the world.
No, you're not combining genes. You're just taking a gene out, the one that says, hey, get gross. If the get gross gene has been removed, so now the bananas, they just don't know any better. They just stay fresh.
What gives us the right to play God, Jeffrey?
Look at this banana. I think that's what gives us the right.
I would eradicate that.
When I get down to the bottom part here, I can't eat that part when I get back to there. That's gross. So no, it's not bananas on Viagra, Wilbur. That's not. Nobody's listening. That's fine. I'm going to eat them. I'm not afraid of a genetically altered banana.
Until you start growing a horn out of the top of your head.
I'm not genetically altered. The banana is, and all they did was take a gene out. They didn't add any kind of horny gene in there.
How do you know that the guy who edited the gene didn't also put some sort of Trojan gene in there to infiltrate your body when you eat it?
I guess I'll find out, because if I start farting bubbles, then we'll know. I won't even be mad, to be honest. I just, but we'll know.
I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to fart bubbles?
It would be.
I mean, you'll ruin those cargo pants you just got from Amazon the other day. But yes,
I just got a new air purifier for the house, and I so badly want to fart into it and see if the red light comes on. But I'm not going to, because I feel like that's like peeing in the shower. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a bad idea, by the way. You're nasty if you're peeing in the shower. Because you know what happens is it gets in the steam, and then now you're breathing the pee-pee. You know what I'm saying? It's just, don't pee in the shower. It's gross.
But you can eat a submarine in the shower.
You do what you want in the shower, Phil. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But God, I do. I really want to fart in that. But then I feel like I'd be like betraying my wife. You know what I mean? Because she's got to walk in here and breathe the air, and I'd be sitting here like I have ripped ass in this room many occasion, but by the time she comes in, 99% of the time, it's gone. But I feel like it's a salt if I fart into the air purifier.
When ripping ass, did you eat pineapple beforehand, or was it just normal dietary restrictions?
It's not like we have pineapples laying around the house. Are you trying to tell me my signal sucks? We have to stop being subtle about things. If the signal sucks, just
trust
tell
me, one of us is being not that subtle about
it. You were breaking up there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, so nobody knows what I just said?
No. We got the gist.
when it came out. Rip, assault, ass.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. But there it is. It's taunting me.
Mm-hmm.
It's begging you. It's like the siren of the ocean for you. Just
Mhm.
say, fart in me, Jeffrey. Fart in me.
I just know I can turn that blue light into a red one.
It's a challenge is what it
I
is.
just, but I won't because I love my wife and I feel like that would be wrong.
Well, I guess question, have you tested it? What have you tested in to make sure that the red light is applicable?
I just turned it on and it was red for a little bit and then it went to orange and then it went to blue.
Well, why don't you put like a candle in front of it to make sure it works? I think that you are doing yourself a scientific disservice if you don't test it in whatever manner or fashion you need to, Jeffrey.
So if his wife walks in and says, "Dear God, what died in here?" Jeffrey should answer, "I was
Science.
just testing the new air filter, honey."
Science.
Yes. On behalf of science and the betterment of man, Jeffrey, you have to do this.
You devil, you tempt me. But I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Moist One says, what if I take cold showers? Moist One, I'm just assuming you're doing many things that no one should ever do in
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, we have an air purifier next to the diaper genie in the nursery. That red light is on a lot.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I bet it is.
Cardinal Art says, I'm just going to stick with Chiquita Bananas. I like the sticker more than the horn growing out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Dole banana right here. He says, just have the wife make some egg salad or boiled eggs. Or just rip one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest.
I'm very tempted, but I'm not going to. Not going to.
We've got 2 more hours to tempt you, Jeffrey.
By the way, Randy is the grill master general.
Yes.
And
I guess. Okay.
I just wanted you to know the lieutenant governor of Texas is a moron. And he came out and said, New York strip steak should be named Texas strip because New York has mostly dairy cows.
Well, it's a good point.
No, it's not a good point because the reason they called it a New York strip is because it all began in New York City steakhouses. That's where that cut became popular and was made. So it doesn't matter what kind of cows they have in New York.
Right.
It's called New York strip because that's where it became popular. So Lieutenant Governor of Texas is a moron.
Okay. I see your point.
But what should we call that? Used to be called just T-bone steak, and then there were regulations that stopped the meat manufacturers from making more money, like price gouging. The Nixon came out and says, no, you can't charge more than this. So they said, okay, we'll break the T-bone apart. Here's a New York strip. Here's the filet. Now we can raise the prices on those things. So if we're going to not call it a New York strip, what do you think is more applicable? Mr. Grill Master General.
What about the bagel strip?
Bagel? It's
The
nothing to do
bagel
with a
strip?
bagel.
I'm just saying if we have to move away from New York.
Well, it has nothing to do with New York. We're just talking about steak, and steaks and bagels have nothing to do with each other.
I don't know why it's an issue.
Just
I
call it a
think,
strip steak is what
you
Lefty
could call it
says.
a strip steak. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that. Sure. I mean, I don't know why it's a big deal if it's called a New York strip. It has history behind the name. Leave it that way. Why does this guy have to stir up the water anyway?
There by the Gulf of the Gulf. We'll just call it the Gulf. I'm just glad that we're getting about the important things that this country needs to address. What stuff's being named. It's very important.
Okay. All right.
Cardinal Art says, well, it's 10-1 odds that you'll let loose unintentionally or intentionally by that air purifier. 10-1? Nah, I'm not going to do that.
No, I would take that bet. At 10-1, I definitely would. It's at
Well, you lose. I'm not ever going to do it.
All I need to do is need to drop off some chili, need to drop off some heavy duty fiber grain balls.
Grain
in there.
balls?
Yeah,
What?
just put them in the chili, and he would be none the wiser. And next show, that would be flashing red like Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'm not doing it. Big George says, wait, so Richard Nixon came up with the term? No, because he did price regulations on the meat. the meat manufacturers came up with a made-up term. Are you not listening? You're a lawyer. Aren't you supposed to pay attention? Hefty Lefty says, don't ask that dum-dum about the Delmonico or the Denver steak. Slow-Mo Zo says, is strip steak the same as flat iron steak? No.
No, flat iron steak is a different cut. Completely different cut.
I don't know what you're saying, Moist One. He says, your mom's steak.
What if we do the candy steak?
Candy steak?
Yeah, that's like the number one stripper name.
Oh, I see. Cinnamon steak.
Cinnamon. Hey.
Bubble steak.
Doesn't look like a bubble, Randy.
Dusty steak. Oh, that doesn't sound appetizing.
2/3 of a steak. Well, the strip is like way bigger than the fillet.
Oh, yeah.
Candy store steak, says Moist One.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the strip. I think Randy and Hefty are right. The strip.
Yeah.
If you want to be funny, you call it the stripper. Da-na-da-da-da-da-da. All right, guys, that's 1 hour down and 2 to go. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through March 30th. Hubba, hubba, huzzah! Huzzah! Great shopping. A giant crafts market. You'll love the Renaissance Festival with your favorite shows. Be ready to have a great time. And don't be afraid to participate. Huzzah! Jousting nights. Huzzah! Silly fun for the entire family. Huzzah! Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah! Lots of new shows, non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable. You'll adore the Renaissance Festival. Weekends now through March 30th. Discount tickets available at Bashers' and Food City or online at arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashers', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Pepsi is a proud sponsor of the Arizona Renaissance Festival. Enjoy a Pepsi with royalty at the Renaissance Festival this weekend. Huzzah!
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil the fill-in in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, all right, so tonight, things are happening.
Things? What kind of things are
Valves
happening tonight?
moving or what?
You know, ASU playing Arizona.
Yep.
Suns
We
playing
weren't
the
gonna talk-
Clippers.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll watch ASU. I think I will watch ASU. Kind of know how the story goes for
give it
the
a good
Suns, so anything could happen with ASU.
Yeah, give it a good 5 minutes. If you don't see any signs of life, trust me, there's no massive comeback coming in for
A
Arizona
solid
State.
5 minutes, Jeff. Go. That's all you got to give.
If it's so close, if it's within let's go 6. If it's within 6, within the first 5 minutes, should feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably give it more than that, but in college basketball, anything can happen. The Suns, okay.
A solid 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 6. So sure.
Yeah.
Let me clean up the text line here. In the last hour, I was talking about how I got this new air purifier. We're testing this one out, and if this one works, then we're going to put more in the house. And I have a yearning to pass gas in it to see what it does. But I won't. I'm not gonna. I know my wife, if she hears this, she's like, "Don't you dare." I won't. But now people are trying. It's like, well, what if you accidentally? It's like, well, I'm not going to do anything like that on purpose, and probably won't be anywhere near it when it happens. Cardinal Art says, what if Bevo the dog lets one off, as he's prone to do? Or is it Buddy? I can't remember. Both of them. Both of them. Usually while they're sleeping next to me as I'm working. They'll be sitting there, and I'll be like, "No, this is not." Oh God!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Golden Domer says, "I've been told that Richard Nixon was a bit of a stake in the grass." Am I right? Randy, thank you. Hefty Lefty says, "Tenderloin on one side of the T-bone, strip loin on the other." That JV governor has obviously never seen a diagram of a cow or been at a butcher shop. The thing that's really sad, and I feel really bad, his name is Dan Patrick. Not the Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
But a Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Dan Patrick, I'm probably never that happy about that. Bear Claw says, just checking in. Been a while. Hope everyone's doing great. As always, love the show. Thanks, Bear Claw. And we love your show, too. What shows he does? I don't know. He doesn't have a show, Jeff. I don't know what to say when people are giving me compliments.
You know what you sound like? You sound like the guy at the movie theater who says, have a good, enjoy the show, and then you say, you too.
What am I? Yeah, I know.
They're not going to see a show, and he doesn't have a show, we don't think.
I don't think he's got a show. He might be a spy for the guys down the dial.
You know, I love is that we're whispering, so people might turn to the radio. Boo! And they're like, ah! Moist One says ASU has tons of potential for a massive comeback, just not on the basketball court. Boomer Sooner says, which one did you buy? Give us a review, please. Well, I literally plugged it in like a couple hours ago. So I don't know. My wife is the one who's really going to be the reviewer. She's the one that it can tell if the air is clean or not. Because I'm just a big dirty man. That's all I am. Boomer says, since the subject of steaks are on the table, do you know of Durant's on Central? 75-year-old dark with leather booths. Celebs and athletes go all the time. Well, yeah, I know of Durant's, of course. But, I mean, it's good stuff. Sure. Silver Pop says, solid 5 minutes. Reminds me of my wedding night. Big George says, I have a few Winix air purifiers from Costco scattered about my house. They got HEPA filters and they work perfectly. Keeps the air clean from my babies.
My babies? What? His kids or?
Yeah, he's got babies.
Oh, okay.
See, if I'm trying to filter out some
Actual
HEPAs,
babies.
I would get that kind of filter, but I'm not looking to filter the HEPA. I'm looking to filter the air.
Brandy, did you? This does that too. Yeah. It's a 4 filter system or something.
So it filter out 4 different things. HEPA and air are 2 of them. What are the other 2?
Yeah. So what my wife said is the HEPA is for the allergies. The pre-filter is to keep dog hair out of it, but the carbon is all about me. I don't know what she meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because carbon pulls the smells out of the air.
Is that what it means?
I think. I don't know. I didn't even read. Bear Claw says, must be an imposter, Bear Claw. I didn't send anything until today. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh, Jeffrey, did you put the wrong person?
Wait a minute.
We have an inspection.
We have Bear Claw, which is one word, who last texted in on February 27th. We have Bear Claw, which is 2 words, who last texted in, wait a minute, March 4th.
Wait a minute. Today's March 4th.
Oh, wait, that's right. But before that, January 14th.
Oh, okay. So who is to blame for making 2 bear claws?
This has brought the entire show to a dead, screeching halt.
Wait a minute. Did I give the word? We might have accidentally let somebody be Bear Claw twice. This is bound to happen. We've got a couple thousand people on the text line. So, people come and go. They're not always listening. And sometimes jobs change, things happen. But did I give Bear Claw to 2 different people? We got to just establish who's been in here the longest. And then we're going to have to change one of the Bear Claws to something else.
We could just have them fight to the death.
I love that idea. Love that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to go for it.
Well, I mean, whichever one backs out preemptively, I think is then just the loser.
Let's see here.
They're no longer Bear Claw. They're Scaredy Cat.
All right. So the Bear Claw one word shows they first texted in all the way a year ago, actually this week, March 6th, 2024, named themselves Bear Claw. So it said Bear Claw. So I just thought, Bear Claw's got a new phone or something, and I just put it in there. So let me scroll back down. He says, okay, the other Bear Claw is an imposter. So now let's go to Bear Claw. He says, I'm the Bears fan. Well, I don't know about the other Bear Claw, but you've been texting longer. Bear Claw has been texting since August of 2023. Big Bears fan there. You haven't texted in that much. To be honest, the other Bear Claw has texted in way more than you. Does that matter, guys? Or now we got to go first come, first serve, right?
I think, once you're indentured, I mean, it'd be like, what if Moist one, there was another Moist one and starts texting in more? Yeah, you would never replace the original Moist one. I think you have to go with who called dibs first.
I wonder what having dentures to do with anything.
I don't have dentures. I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, Phil was saying something about dentures.
I feel like
which one of you Bear Claws has dentures?
I don't need dentures yet. Well, I don't know what to do now. I feel like
has this ever happened before? I mean, is this in the Constitution? Is there something upon which
nothing about this has ever been
Wow, this is a historic moment. Big George, make sure you note this, and next year we talk about.
The reason it didn't trigger anything is because one person is one word Bear Claw, the other one is Bear Space Claw. So the system didn't say, you can't have 2 of the same thing, because it's technically not.
Wow. So this is the lone exception for a time that either one of them, I would say, here's the fair thing. If either one of them, whoever first texts in, wants to change their name, they should be allowed to do so.
No, I tell you how we're going to settle this right now.
Okay.
The first Bear Claw to send me $1,000 gets to keep his name.
Well, that is, of course, that reigns supreme. I would go with that.
$1,000, you get to keep your name.
I don't agree with that for one simple reason.
Why?
Because you're chewing gum on air.
I can chew gum whenever I want.
In my ear. So you get nothing, sir. You get nothing. Oh, the problem has been solved. Problem has been solved by Bearcat, all one word. Wait, who did I determine had been here the longest? Oh, I already lost it. Oh, the other guy. Okay, Bear Space Claw. So Bear Claw says, okay, change me to Sharp Cat. I am not a Bears fan. Why did you want to be Bear Claw to begin with? And are you Sharp Cat? Are you a Arizona fan? Oh, because they say that stupid thing about down, right?
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. So then does this merit a new texture?
We're going to, yeah, I believe so. So now Bear Claw has changed to Sharp Cat, which I put a space in there, Sharp Cat, because it's easier to, I don't know, this looks better on my screen. So you are now Sharp Cat, and now Bear Claw. He's like, this is very interesting. Yeah, it's not that interesting, but you retain the name Bear Claw, and we now have our new Sharp Cat. Devilhawk says I should have just named him Bear Claws or Bear Claw 2. No, I think this way is better to go. Well, now I'm confused. Sharp Cat says, nope, not a U of A fan either. Well, what's the story with you, man?
Yeah, maybe just I don't know.
Why did you want to be Bear Claws? And then why do you now want to be Sharp Cat?
You know, a good name would have been Beardy Cat.
Beardy Cat?
Yeah.
It's not
Why?
bad.
Oh, because if you're a scaredy cat, but you want to bear down because you're a U of A fan, or no good rotten U of A fan, then you're a Beardy Cat.
Pink Eye says you can do a Bear Claw eating contest.
Oh,
that would be fun.
That would have been good. That would have been good.
Can I just say that when you get Danishes, aren't those little bear claws kind of like the heel on the bread? Nobody likes them but me. I'll eat a bear claw all day, but it seems like nobody else likes them.
What constitutes a donut sometimes really confuses me, because like an apple fritter is on the same
Danish.
Well, I know a Danish, you got some like stuff that like the outside is a bit of a donut, but it's got actual like almost pie filling on the inside that it just waits on. There's a bunch of donuts that happen that I just don't necessarily understand. How is a muffin not considered a donut, but yet a muffin and
muffin?
Yeah,
muffin is like a little cake. It's more cupcake.
So then why is a cake donut a donut?
Shut up, Phil. Mr. Pink Eye says, oh, I already read that. Okay. Wilbur says, thank God it wasn't Ranger Dan and his big dog. I'm not reading that. Fish Tank says, can we change one to Polar Bear Claw?
No.
We could have, but we're not gonna. Big George says, I agree with Jeffrey. This is a new precedent. Jeffrey, you're about to set new Supreme Court precedent here. They'll stand for 200 years. Choose wisely. Yeah, just change his name. First come, first serve. We didn't change anything. What we did was stand by what we've done on this text line for the last 11 years. First come, first serve on the names and the nicknames. I can't believe we have like 2,000 different nicknames, and this is the first time we've run into this. Just a Tip says, love y'all taking Face Cat, Randy. Ham steaks on sale from a butcher, 4 pounds, $8, close to an inch thick each, about the size of Phil's face. Giant bone in the middle. Yeah, like Phil. 2 marinating in garlic and broth right now. What do I do with the other 2? How do you prepare them, Randy? Ham steaks?
Randy needs a moment. Randy.
I can't answer that right.
I don't even know what to do with a ham steak. Random texter says, maybe Bear Claw is a police officer. Why would you think that? Fighting Wampa says, you make a cupcake, you bake you deep fry a donut. What?
Oh, so that's the difference on what makes a donut. But then also, like I said, there's the stuff with pie filling that like is waiting on the top of a donut.
No, I don't know. We're not going down that path.
I'm just saying it's a fascinating topic to study.
Is it?
Fascinating.
Voice One says, damn you bringing up donuts. Not reading the rest of that because I know better. Bear Claw says, never a dull moment. Devilhawk says, do Texters still have numbers next to their names from the Arizona Sports Angels donations? Yes, they do, Devilhawk. You don't have a number. Hefty Lefty does. He has 22. I'm scrolling. Lost Toby has 10. Let's see here. Swazman has 37. Gamecock has 24. Swave Dave has 23. So that was the one everybody wanted, man. He got that one right away. So yeah, we haven't changed that. So yeah.
Remind me, what were the numbers? Were they ones that you were able to pick up, or was that how many times you donated to Sports Angel?
No, what it was is it's somebody on the text line had this idea that because you know how people will buy jersey numbers. Yeah, they go to a new team and they'll give a guy money or a car or something and he gets the jersey number.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I told people if they wanted to, or somebody came up with the idea that we'd say, hey, if you can have your number if you donate to Arizona Sports Angels. And we made like a bunch of money that day. It was really cool. You know, Fish Tank, he wants to do a charity benefit concert for Arizona Sports Angels. But I want to do this in a place where we can get everybody there because I think that his band is good enough. People should go see them. People need to see Light Sleeper. And you can find their music on Spotify too, by the way. Light Sleeper. Just search Light Space Sleeper and you'll find they got an EP on there, like 3 or 4 songs or something. But, you know, and he's just offering to do it for charity. I'm like, wow, that's really cool, man. So we're thinking about it, working on trying to figure out where would be a good place centrally located and make it easy for everybody to go. As much as it's great to raise some money for charity, I just want people to see his band. He's a lot of fun. Sharp Cat says, here's the reason I came with Bear Claw. I texted you for the first time last year and you put me on the spot to come up with a name. And, well, I like Bear Claw donuts.
Oh,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
That is fair, Sharp Cat. So now why did you come up with the Sharp Cat? If you tell me you're sitting there staring at your cat and you're holding a Sharpie, respect. Much respect.
What if it just happened all over again? After all this time, he's finally come to address that trauma of like, oh, I was put on the spot. I was so nervous. And he thought, okay, well, good. That time's passed me. I kind of wish I had a new thing. And then now, today, all of a sudden, it came to a head. And now
he just blurts things out.
Yeah, just like, it's happening again.
That's cool. Whatever works, man. Whatever works. All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we got tons of football. There has been some stuff happening in the world of the NFL today that we need to discuss. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale ends soon. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-337-0607. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees. That ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. 149
for tax prep. That's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Did you know that vitamins are your partners in health? Not just inside, but outside too? These nutrients are key to our daily well-being. And for anyone who can get pregnant, folic acid is a must for preventing birth defects, helping you have a healthier pregnancy. The Arizona Department of Health Services is offering 3 months of free daily vitamins with folic acid. Power your health inside and out. Get your free vitamins at azdhs.gov/PowerMe A2C.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
The Rich Eisen Show. The salary cap in the NFL is going up and going up by a lot. Now, a lot of folks may wonder, what does that mean for you and your team? Guess what? If it was $255 million last year, and it can go maybe up to $281 million this year. What that means is if you're going to start scrimping on a running back, you are a complete and total moron.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's Dave Wender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, before we jump into all our NFL stuff here, got a man of the day for you. I was going to say it was going to be an 87-year-old man in Oklahoma because he broke a Guinness Book of World Records record for largest brick collection. He's collected 8,882 different bricks, and there he is with his brick collection.
Why would you collect bricks? I don't understand.
Just different kinds of bricks from history and different things. And as I look at the shelf with all the bricks on it, I'm thinking maybe you just could have built a wall. Maybe you could have built a house with all these damn bricks, you know, but I guess you have to keep them separate like trading cards. And each one has some historical significance, the way the bricks are made, where the bricks were made, why the bricks were made. But no, he's not going to be man of the day. He's honorable mention. Today's man of the day is no longer with us. A guy in Australia named James Harrison just passed away at the age of 88. People called him the man with the golden arm because of how much blood he donated.
The golden arm, okay?
Or technically it was blood plasma. See, he had a rare antibody, and they used that to treat disease in unborn babies. And he found out about it when he was a teenager. So then, since then, he donated blood around every 2 weeks until the age of 81. And he gave blood 1,173 times. By doing so, he saved the lives of more than 2.4 million babies.
Wow. Good for him. Congratulations. Yeah.
Can you believe that? So anyways, there you go. That's a life well lived right there. So well done, James Harrison. And I'm hoping they found somebody else with that same rare ability.
I mean, the unfortunate name aside, congratulations and Godspeed, sir.
What's wrong with James Harrison?
He's the guy that picked off the Cardinals in the Super Bowl and ran it back 99,000 yards for a touchdown.
Was it James Harrison?
For the damn Steelers.
Well, George Harrison had a bug problem.
Yeah.
George Harrison also he was a Beatle.
Right, I think that's what Phil meant.
That's what I meant.
Mr. Pink Eye says Angel Reese has the record for most bricks. No, she doesn't. She's a good player. Moist One says, did he have a pick six before halftime against the Cardinals, that James Harrison? Yeah, Moist One picked up on that.
You know what, Moist One? Stay in your cave.
I wonder. I wonder if Moist One actually lives in a cave-like place.
Could be.
Well, we know he takes cold showers. I could never take a cold shower.
I've taken a couple of cold showers, and not for the reason you think. But, you're out there, it's hotter than hell. Sometimes a nice cold shower is exactly what you need.
I've taken maybe like 3. That's about it. Otherwise, it is a miserable existence. I that is the number one reason why I could never go back to like a medieval time or anything. Those cold showers are miserable.
Well, I heard the Wi-Fi was really bad back then too.
Yeah, they probably kept saying pineapple all the time, which doesn't apply right now.
Okay, we have to stop saying pineapple from now on.
Oh, is something wrong with my connection, Jeffrey?
No.
Oh, I see.
We have to just not say that anymore. Just to say, hey, you restart your thing. Do I need to switch over?
No, we're good.
Waldo says cold shower versus golden shower.
Well, one's warm. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how I wanted to get into this next segment, Waldo. Jeez. But here we are. Jimmy Johnson has announced he will no longer be on the Fox Sunday Morning Show. 31 years he has been there, and he's just decided what a quitter. He's just going to quit. You know, he's 132 years old, so I guess that's probably
sure
why.
that's right. But he's got the hair of a 75-year-old man.
Yeah,
that guy does have a enviable set of hair. My goodness.
But he just said that he's been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years, and he says it's time, you know. So now you still have Kurt Menefee, Terry Bradshaw, Michael Strahan, Howie Long, Jay Glazer, and for some reason, Rob Gronkowski. If you're thinking he's the replacement for Terry Bradshaw, having that kind of goofy, lovable guy, Rob Gronkowski doesn't have the IQ. And listen, Terry Bradshaw, for as goofy as he is, he knows what he's talking about, especially when it comes to the position of quarterback. Rob Gronkowski struggles to put a lunch order together. There's no way he is your eventual replacement for Terry Bradshaw.
Times they are a changing, I believe the great Bob Dylan once sang.
You want to dumb this thing down? Well, keep on going with a U of A grad.
Yeah, no, Jimmy Johnson out of that crew was certainly not the one that I would have put my money on to retire first. Terry,
most credibility.
Yeah, he's a great guy. It certainly offers you a lot of the where respect was deserved for the Cowboys' 3 Super Bowls. I know he only won the 2, but a lot of people say that it was his team that won the 3rd one, and he had his fingerprints all over it. Great guy. Still astute in his analysis. I think that he always offered insightful opinions and really did actually have a lot to say about the game during the game that really made you think about something else. Terry Bradshaw is the one who I think that they're going to have to pry the microphone away from his cold, dead hands.
I think I'm not talking about the dead part, but I think that Terry Bradshaw is failing health. Is something that is leading him in a direction of probably not being on there either. But Strahan, Howie Long, those guys are going to be around for a long time.
Yes.
Well, I wonder what's Jimmy Johnson going to do now? Go get a 23-year-old girlfriend?
Well, that seems to be the thing.
No, he loves to fish.
Why
he is a fisherman, man. Anytime he's not
Belichick.
there. I guess, but Jimmy Johnson, man, he will anytime you see him make an appearance on a show or anything, he's like, I just came from a boat, out here in Miami, and we're fine folks. We go out there and we fish.
Randy and I do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, God, we'd fish. Oh, we'd fish.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of Bill Belichick, turns out now they won't be on the Hard Knocks after all. They were supposed to be on the Hard Knocks.
Right.
And then the NFL said, wait, what? No, you're not doing this. And so the NFL told NFL Films, nope, I'm not going to do it. In fact, there won't be an off-season Hard Knocks this year. And I guess the reason is, they don't want Bill Belichick to do that. I don't know why.
Well, it is interesting that they would say no to it whatsoever. Look, I've kind of felt like NFL Hard Knocks has kind of jumped the shark. I mean, yes, we'll get a headline from it every now and then. It is very fascinating, obviously, with how much it's deterred teams away this season because of what we heard from last year from the Giants. But really, before that, the NFL doesn't really need it anymore. It's not. It used to be like, oh, come and get an insight onto and more access for the players, for the organization, for the head coach. It's great, and you can get a lot of insight. And now we're doing like an in-season Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks used to be something novel and used to be something fun. Now I think we've kind of seen all that we need to. In the age of social media, you get all the coverage you could possibly ask for. I don't think it's really all a necessary tool to gain insight into the players and get these storylines that we get anyways. It feels almost like a catch up every week when we'd see it anyways. You knew what was going to happen, and now you're just seeing the guys play ping pong. It's not much of a tool.
So Jimmy Johnson is retiring at the age of 81.
Oh, he's 81. I thought he was 75. Sorry.
Belichick is 72. What, isn't that right?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So if I'm Fox, I'm getting on the phone with Bill Belichick, and I'm trying to talk him into coming back with Fox as soon as possible, because now you've lost to Jimmy Johnson. You need to replace with a you don't
think he would leave
experienced coach
UNC to go to Fox, do you? No, I can't see it
No, he won't
happening.
do that. But I think that his time with UNC is not going to be that long. So I think the smartest thing that Fox could do is put a Tom Brady type offer in front of Bill Belichick as the football brain, and I guarantee you that will increase their ratings.
Maybe now that Jimmy's retiring,
That's what I'm saying.
maybe they get Tom Brady out of the booth. Dear God, please.
It's another
and let
great
him go
idea.
in. Yeah.
That was what I'd said from the very beginning. He doesn't belong on the road calling games. Where he belongs is sitting there in the studio with these guys, looking at stuff and having time to think about what he's going to say. And I think he'd do a great job in the studio. I've always said that. Let's see. Just a Tip says Belichick is on something or other than a phone. Well, Just the Tip's drunk now. In case everybody wanted to mark the time, if you're playing Just the Tip bingo, Navy Brad says, "Hello, everyone. I have a joke for you. What do you call a terrorist swimming? A bath bomb." Well, it wasn't. He said terrorist. He didn't. Wasn't a. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't inappropriate. The joke.
No, it wasn't
Wilbur
good either.
Says, how is it that Phil and Randy are always the smartest guys in the room? I've asked myself that over and over and over.
Who said that?
Boomer Sooner is booing Navy Brad. Oh, that was Wilbur. Random texter says, speaking of Bill Belichick, I read yesterday that he offered Larry Fitzgerald's son out of the local Brophy prep and an athletic scholarship yesterday.
I bet he did.
That's a smart man right there. Smart man. Raven Kid says, I tuned in and heard we were talking about bricks. Are we talking about James Harden's effort on Sunday night?
Oh,
he was 4 of 14 from the field and 2 of 9 from 3 against the Lakers.
Wow.
Every now and then, Harden does that. Swazman says, the outdoor showers on the beach in San Diego, those are freezing. Plus, Pacific Ocean also freezing in spite of San Diego's awesome weather. That is the thing, man. When I walked into the ocean in Miami, I was like, ugh, this is not refreshing at all. This is just bath water, warm, like ugh. And I just felt, and I was like, seems like it's probably dirty. You walk in a Pacific Ocean and it's like, oh, that's invigorating, which then turns to freezing. The Pacific Ocean is one cold ocean. You are absolutely right, Swazman. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, not to correct you, but remember, Mr. Wilbur's my name, not just Wilbur. Okay, so now you're just Will. Okay, you're gonna, I call you what I want to call you.
You shouldn't have poked the bear claw. Shouldn't have done it.
Let me just call you Burr. Moist one, I can't read that. Fish Tank says, I had 430 on my Just the Tip bingo. What do I get? Well, this is where there's no prizes. I'm sorry. There are no prizes for Just the Tip bingo. Swave Dave says, try swimming in Lake Michigan in March. No, I see no reason to do that. Absolutely none. So let's talk football.
Okay.
We shall talk football.
Let's talk football.
Let's get on the gridiron.
You got to love it when a team gets it right.
Okay.
Especially when the last team got it so colossally wrong that it sent shockwaves through the NFL and won someone a Super Bowl because you were that damn dumb.
You're talking about the New York Football Giants sending their Saquon to Philly.
That's right. They got it wrong. You got the Goofus and Gallant going here. Goofus, the Giants. Gallant, the Eagles, who just decided to pay Saquon Barkley
$41.2 million extension, 2-year deal. It's this right here, this extension makes him the highest paid running back
ever.
Yeah, in history. Yeah, in history.
Wow, $20 million a year. Wow.
$41.2 million contract extension. I'm trying to see what the deal is. $36 million, I believe, is guaranteed.
Yes,
and he has another opportunity to get 15 more million through incentives and escalators.
Yeah, so he'll be getting more than $20 million per year. And like you said, the $15 million in incentives. Look, I always think it is always a good thing to incentivize players that do right by you. You do that, and you incentivize other players who want to do that as well to come into your organization. The Philadelphia Eagles, say what you will, they consistently have great ownership, management, and everything above the coaching level. They are fantastic in that degree. And rewarding a player such as Saquon Barkley, who by all accounts, by everybody saying and looking onto the team, saying that he was your MVP, he was your driving force, not only throughout the regular season, but also, of course, all the way until the Super Bowl, because he was the motor that kept the engine running. Saquon Barkley was always a team-first guy throughout the entirety of the season, always making sure that everybody in the offensive line ate, making sure that even other running backs behind him got their shine and luster. He's a great guy. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Fantastic job by the Eagles. And also, like I said, it's a great recruiting tool for whenever the Philadelphia Eagles, who are constantly recruiting new players to come onto the team and make positive impacts for them. This is a great tool to say, look, when you come here, we are all about, we want to pay you more. We want to make sure that we do right by you. Come join us. It's a great move.
Yeah. I mean, again, Goofus and Gallant in the same damn division. The New York Giants are just the dumbest of the dumb. And I can't imagine they're going to do anything good with a good draft pick. But I guess we'll see, because Daboll's all like, oh, we're going to redo the whole way we look at quarterbacks here in New York. Okay. That's fine, dime store Kevin James. Keep talking. But nobody believes you. Nobody cares. So the Giants are bad. The Jets are bad.
The Jets are bad. The Jets are very bad.
And then now they're doing stuff that indicates a rebuild, but I'm not sure what they're thinking they're going to rebuild with. They just gave Alan Lazard permission to seek a trade. And so there goes one receiver that was a friend of Aaron Rodgers. And they are going to release, if they haven't already, Davante Adams. They said, yep, he will be released. That way they'll save $30 million.
Thought I saw just somewhere, maybe it was on CBS Sports. I thought I saw they'd already released him.
Okay, then it has happened.
Yeah, they have released him. Yeah,
it is done.
It is done. Yeah, look, this isn't necessarily a rebuild. It's a removal. And it's a removal of Aaron Rodgers and his finger on the pulse for the entire Jets organization. Whether or not it's, of course, Davante Adams, who was a direct result of Aaron Rodgers requesting to have a wide receiver that he could trust and have a rapport with, even though you already have Garrett Wilson, even though you had more pressing matters while the team was in a downward spiral. Whether it be removing Alan Lazard, whether it be through trade, ideally first for the Jets, or by utter removal when they will eventually have to cut him, or even if it's Nathaniel Hackett, the preferred offensive coordinator that the Jets did all but tried to remove last season, but would not because Aaron Rodgers would not allow it to be. The entirety of this offseason is removing Aaron Rodgers and his pulse on the team and his finger. And we certainly hope and we certainly think that is partly what you can, by doing all that, you can reclaim and go back to the team that had showed so much promise and so much ability that they can possibly make it to the postseason, removed from Aaron Rodgers, in spite of Aaron Rodgers. And you hope that with this, that you cannot lose some of those younger pieces that you had, because Garrett Wilson, the damage might already be done, that he might think that the entire organization is just a clown show. And I'm not so sure that he'd be wrong in that assessment. But you hope that by doing this, that they can show stout leadership.
Yeah. Fish Tank, 100% right. I love when New York teams suck.
It is rather nice.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. More football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Hey,
you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-337-0607. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607.
Let's qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Slender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Davey Brad says, Jeffrey, please change your car calendar. It's March now. Thank you. Keep forgetting people watch this thing like a TV show. Hold on, I'll take care of that. Hold on.
Oh, what's it going to be? I wonder what is it. What
if it's a Bentley?
No, I don't think Jeffrey would have a Bentley in his car calendar.
A Scion?
No, it wouldn't be a Scion.
I'm not putting a picture of my car on there.
Oh, listen. Is that the Duster? Is it a Mustang?
Yes.
Okay.
What year?
It looks like 68.
You are
69
correct.
fastback. 68?
You were correct the first time, 68.
Is it a fastback?
Yeah. I don't like Fords, so, yeah.
Looks like it's got those Kragers on it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, if I am going to like a Ford, those Mustangs are the ones I'd like.
Yeah, the Steve McQueen one that he had in that movie. What was Bullet?
Rebel with a
Bullet.
Cause? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
And no, Moist One, this is not the carbs and coffee calendar. No. I wouldn't buy that. Just the Tip says, Jets suck so much.
You know, it's unfortunate because they have a lot of loyal friends that have become very much like the Arizona Cardinal fans, and they just expect for the next season to be utter disappointment. And usually they're right. And they got a little hope when Aaron Rodgers, His Highness, showed up and broke his damn ACL or whatever it was, his heel, whatever the thing that snapped, that rubber band that he got in his heel, that snapped 4 plays into the season.
Just Tip also says Namath is the only quarterback with 4,000 yards passing, did it in fewer games than anyone today. No one back then was protecting the quarterback, and he sends me this picture of Namath getting his helmet knocked off.
Oh, yeah.
Probably by
Yeah.
Lyle Alzado. I'm not sure who that is. Can I kick it? By the way, that's the texter nickname of a new texter.
A new texter.
Yep. It says, can I kick it? I don't know if I like that texture nickname because I got to say it like that. You're like, can I kick it? And you guys have to say, yes, you can.
Why?
Because the song. Don't you know the song?
I can't say that I do.
What? Or just bring it up on Spotify. Type in, can I kick it? And then, there was a commercial that used it recently too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not typing.
I've
Why
heard
are you
the
not
commercial.
typing?
Phil is.
Phil doesn't have
typing.
Spotify.
Yeah, I think he does over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that my Spotify? Is that my
Maybe.
Spotify over there?
Or is that Phil's?
In the control room?
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Can I kick
that song, Randy?
Can I kick it?
You better duck it down because I don't know if it's got bad. So So this texture nickname is "Can I kick it?" So when I say
yes, you can.
There you go.
Yes,
He
please
says,
do.
Ford, it's all about the Bronco. Yeah, he's the one that has 2 Broncos, a 1966 and a 2022.
I see.
I don't understand why you'd have both. If I had a 1966, I wouldn't need a 2022. So I'm kind of curious what made you get one of the new Broncos. And is it a proper Bronco or is it a Bronco Sport?
Well, the 66 Ford Bronco looks much like the brand new Bronco.
Right.
That would be why.
I'm just curious. You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want. But if I had like a 70 Challenger, and I don't know if I would need a 2024 Challenger. I'm curious. None of my business. You do what you want. Maybe it's different needs for different vehicles. The 66 is the fun one that you've worked on, you've had all these years, you've made it great. And the 2022 is the one you drive to work. You know what I mean? Because it's got probably better gas mileage, more safety features, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Does he have the 6, that straight 6 that came in the Bronco, or does it have the 8-cylinder in it?
We have many questions for you.
That
Can I kick it?
1966 Bronco. I want to know if he's got the 8-cylinder or the 6-cylinder.
Yeah, if you got one Fiat 500, why do you need 2 in the garage?
What?
You know?
What?
Well, I know different colors. You know, just
yeah.
moods, like like shoes. Can I kick it as a texture nickname? I don't like the word "I" because it's like, can I kick it? You know what I'm saying? That's probably the only texture nickname with "I" in it.
Moist one has an I in it.
No, not the letter I, you dolt. I mean, like the proper I, as in me, I.
I'm thinking.
You have to think 2,000 different times, man.
I'm thinking.
Glendale Mullet says, "What is this, old car day?" Oh, is that your car, Glendale Mullet? Oh, that's a nice one. Again, another.
What is it?
Yeah, it shows a very, very nice Ford Mustang in a garage. Which one is that? It's a 351. What year is that? That's going to be. It's not a fast. Is that a fastback? Kind of. Give me the deets on your car there, Glendale Mullet. That's beautiful.
Need the specs, man.
Mm-hmm. Raven Kid says, since we were on the topic of cars, what's your guys' favorite year of the Chevy Camaro? 68, 69?
69 for me.
I like a good 83.
I like 68. And Phil, you're no longer invited to this conversation.
83.
He likes an IROC. He wants to smell like Dracar all day. Just the Tip says, the new Bronco is called a Maverick. No, it's not.
No.
There is a Ford Maverick small truck, which is dumb because the Maverick used to be a little car.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says it's a tribe called Quest who does Can I Kick It? Yeah,
it's true.
Swazman says, whatever happened to OJ's white Bronco? Is it still out there in the world? Is it owned by someone? Yes, it is. It is. And then anyone else who has a white Bronco usually has a bumper sticker that says, OJ's not in here.
Something like that, yeah.
Amaya D also knew it was a Tribe Called Quest. Navy Brad says, with a 5-star rating for NFL teams, 5 being best, 1 completely crap, Dallas is a 1-star. Well, yeah, they got it on their helmet and everything.
Yep.
Bullseye says, I just want to say that I went to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse on Saturday, and it was phenomenal.
Who was this?
Bullseye.
That's so funny. I went to Kasai as well on Saturday.
You were there Saturday? What time were you there?
I was there on the northern one. What time was that? I think it was like 5. 5
northern one?
Yeah.
You
The
mean
one on 101
the
in
western
northern.
one.
Well, 101 in northern.
You were the one in Glendale.
Yes.
Which one were you at, Bullseye? He says the chicken Courage was as good as Jeffrey made it sound in his commercial, but the highlight was the teppanyaki. Fire Volcano made my wife go nuts. Oh yeah, you got to do the teppanyaki part. That's the show. You got to go for the show. But yes, Kasai in any location is going to be good. Did you guys do the teppanyaki thing, Phil?
We did not, but we were right next to it. Meaning, so like if we
You were
wanted
stealing somebody else's
we were
show.
stealing somebody else's show. You know, when he was flipping shrimp off to everybody, we were like, "Hey, us," and he ignored us, which is understandable. You know, but I had this. What was it? It was like a chef special or imperial, I think is what it was, of fried rice, which means you got to have a little bit of
Fried
everything.
rice is so good there.
Oh my gosh, it was
some of the best fried rice.
Yeah, it really was. It was. They had shrimp in there. They had steak in there. They had chicken in there. It was divine. I fully enjoy, and it's generous portions too.
Oh yeah, no, you do not go away hungry. Bullseye says he went to the location on Glendale off of 101 in Northern. What time were you there, Phil?
I was there at like 5. I think our reservations was 5.
Bullseye, what time were you there? You were almost near greatness, by way that Phil knows Randy and I.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's 1 degree removed from Kevin Bacon. Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Glendale Mullet says, yep, I own that car, and it's a 69 Mach 1.
Ooh.
That is such a nice car. I mean, really. I mean, I am not a Ford guy, but if I was gonna Ford, I'd Ford that Ford. I'd Ford the hell out of that Ford.
Does that 69 Mach 1, does it have the 351 in it?
Yes,
or is
it does.
Or does it have? Oh, it says it's got
says
the
it right on the air intake on the hood.
351.
It's a beaut. That is a beaut.
It's got nothing on an 83 though.
So the kids and my wife, they're taking bets on how long it's going to be till I'm back in a Dodge Challenger.
Are you running into problems, or is it just they know that eventually you will?
They just, I don't know. They just think that, well, you know, I'm a car guy. I am a car guy, but you know, they just think I don't have any, and they might be right. I don't know.
Are you that random uncle that I have in my family where every Thanksgiving, he had a new car?
Never touch you.
He had a new car. Each and every Thanksgiving, and the whole game was like, oh, so what? Oh, well, we traded it in. We got a great deal, and it's like every year, you're just like, oh, great, now we're doing this whole rigmarole again.
No, I'm not a every year kind of guy. No, it's been every couple of years, 2 years, 3, 4 years, depends. But there's always a reason. There's not like I'm just getting a wild hair. There's always a strategic reason that I do what I do. So, I'm not going to get into it. Nobody cares. Moving on. Can I kick it? He just said,
yes, you can.
I got to remember the pause on that. Yeah. He just sent over pictures, and not only does he have the old style Bronco and the new style Bronco, this guy loves the old style Bronco so much. The new style Bronco he has customized to look like the old style Bronco, meaning good God, I wish you guys, I'm going to have to tell you guys to get on the text line and see the pictures he put up.
What is the significance of that 66 Bronco?
So it's like Peyton Manning getting a facelift to look just like John Elway.
What?
Where it's like the new modern meets the vintage classic.
No, it has nothing to do with it. No,
it's basically they look identical, sort of. I mean, he's got the 66 down to ready to paint. It looks like, or these are just pictures from when he was going to paint it.
And but then he's got them parked side by side in the driveway. And then he also has little miniature versions, a pink one and a gray one that looks just like the big one, I would believe, for his kids. So there's this dude is a Bronco nut. Good job, man. That is, and I have a hard time telling. Yeah, that's after he painted it there. Oh, good job, man. Well done. You know, on that show, Shrinking, with Harrison Ford and on Apple, the lead character, Jason, whatever his name is, he drives an old Ford Bronco too. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful light, like blue one. It's nice. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, for not liking Ford, you sure know a lot about him. Listen,
he's a car guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Swazman says, back in the 80s, I had a Mustang too, which had a hatchback, if you can believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Devil Hawk is just sent over. Oh, he says, I got this bad boy in my driveway. Oh my. What is that? Is that an Impala? The Super Sport. It looks like a 66. I'm not sure which. Fill me in on what that is, because maybe it's a 65. That's nice. Bullseye says he was there at Kasai on the west side, 7 p.m.
So we were probably just leaving.
Just missed each other. Swaves Dave says, what is it after you say the texter nickname, can I kick it? Someone just says,
yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Or here's a can. You gotta kick the can.
Go to the can.
Yeah, that's not bad. Bullseye says, Shrinking, that's Matt Damon movie. No, it's a TV show.
It is a movie too, though. He is correct.
All right, I got to take a break. Oh, just tip. Nice car, too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you. Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse with more peace of mind. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
The Valley of the Sun will roar to life this spring.
This ought to get pretty wild here.
Why is that, you may ask? Because NASCAR is coming to Phoenix, and it's going to be a weekend of good vibes the whole family won't forget. The best-in-class fan experience meets racing's toughest drivers for 3 days of action on and off the track, all surrounded by the beautiful Estrella Mountains. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 7th through the 9th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees. That ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. 149
for tax prep that's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken courage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil to fill in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I did not mean to make this a car show all of a sudden. It was Navy Brad's fault because he was telling me I needed to update the calendar on the wall behind me. And then we just started talking cars, and, the only respect I have for Fords is going to be the Ford Mustang from, say, 70, 71, 69, and that Ford Bronco from the olden days. And that's it. So then all of a sudden it turns out a bunch of super fans in the fourth dimension, they love them too. And then some other people started sending in the pictures of their old cars. I'm still waiting to find out what that one car was the Devil Hawk was showing me from his driveway. It's a super sport Chevy. I think it's an Impala. Yeah, it's a convertible, even Impala. And then Just the Tip has got a 428 CJ. He says he stripped the entire interior except for the front seats. That thing's got 500 horsepower in it. He says it's got something he's working on. That's awesome. I'd drive that right now. I don't even care. Dog named Pooh. Sorry.
Dog named Pooh?
It's a dog named Boo.
Yes.
Sorry, man. Dog named Boo sent over his 1973 Chevy Blazer. I don't like Chevys either, but I'll tell you what, a Blazer from that era. I'd love that. That's awesome. That's a project car right there. That's nice looking too. Moist One sent over a shirtless picture of Geraldo with his 2 vehicles.
Well, yeah.
God bless.
I would imagine. Mm-hmm.
How many shirtless pictures of Geraldo do you have? I shouldn't ask.
Do you really want to ask this question?
I want the number. I don't want the evidence.
You should have specified before. It's like whenever you make a wish to a genie, you need to be really specific.
Random texter. If Moist One was the genie, I just say, I wish you were free, and then he'd be free and just leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. But he also would take a while to get out of the lamp, and join the rub.
Oh, yeah. If you start rubbing a genie lamp and it starts moaning, just put it down. Random texter says, sounds like we need to have a 1580 car show. Yeah, if we do, I think we should call it what it should have been called before, Carbs and Coffee. And I'll host it. Randy, you want to be on there?
Hell yes.
We'll do this. Swave Dave says, my grandfather, bless his heart, bought a Jaguar the year before I was born. It wasn't a sporty one. It was a sedan, but it was still just as nice. He held on to that car for years until he had issues driving a stick. So the car I wound up inheriting was a Ford Escort. That story just took a left turn that I did not see coming. Devil Hawk says, Jeffrey, you're a genius. That is indeed a 1966 Chevy Impala Super Sport. You know your cars. I do. I wouldn't mind having myself a 67 Impala or a 66 or a 68 even. The front ends of those change year to year during that time period, but yet they still say kind of similar. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. Big George, for some reason, just sent a topless picture of Putin to me.
Is he at least riding a bear?
No,
who doesn't want to see a topless picture of Putin?
I don't. But he's fishing, so there's that. Moist One, he says, afford an Escort. I wish I could. No, a Ford Escort. We're going to just move on.
Yeah. It's time to move.
But I don't know. these days we'll have we should do is I was saying have a car meetup, but I don't know.
We need to just figure it out and get the guys in the bullpen out there to, rig up a sponsor to have us come out and do a day first annual Daily Blender Jeffrey O'Brien Memorial Car Show.
In memoriam or memorial?
A Jeffrey O'Brien Memorial Car Show, the second annual Jeffrey
I don't
O'Brien
have to be dead.
Memorial Car Show.
You just got to remember me.
I think even in death, though, you'd appreciate it.
Probably not. I'd be dead.
No, he'd be dead. Doing other things.
Raven Kid says, whatever happened to the original Cars and Coffee? Well, the problem with that show was the caloric intake was way too high and was shut down by the health department. There was too much stress put on the chairs that were used. There's a fire hazard for, possible of clogging doors. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, in some of those old school Peoria Mexican neighborhoods, those guys meet on the weekend. They got their own car show, too. Oh, yeah. People do this all the time. There's probably a car show every weekend somewhere. Just a Tip says, he says, let's see. He says, now I'm a grandpa driving a Buick. Well, these new Buicks are actually kind of nice.
The only thing I drive is Miss Kim. I drive her wild. Hey, hello.
Phil, why are you sending me topless pictures of Pete Carroll and DK Metcalf? I didn't ask for that.
I just need, when joining the crowd, you got to make sure that you're, you make an entrance.
You got to understand something that if there's a crowd that starts doing stuff I don't like, I will have them hosed down.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't necessarily want to be part of the crowd on this.
Is it a cold shower or a warm shower?
I guarantee it'll be ice cold. Ice cold. So guess what? CeeDee Lamb got his contract restructured by the Cowboys. But now that it's restructured, he's going to stay. He's solid. You don't have to worry about where he goes. But God knows what the Cowboys are going to do beyond that. They signed their defensive lineman, Osa Odigunhudumazua.
Yep.
Yes.
To a contract extension.
Yep.
And now they're like, well, we got more money to work with. And then they restructure CeeDee Lamb. So there's $20 million more of cap space. I'm wondering what they're going to do with it.
Oh, well, it's easy. They need this money, first of all, because Dak Prescott is going to be the single biggest cap hit across the sport, the NFL. And then on top of it, they've waited until the very last moment that they possibly can to all of a sudden say, hey, who might be a good idea to sign to a contract now that he's completely deserved it and going to get top of the line market value? Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is the next domino to fall because
he needs a long-term deal.
Without a doubt, the Cowboys seem to, without fail, time and time again, never plan for the future. They've had certain Hall of Famers that have come through their place, and they always seem to pay the absolute maximum, not reward, like we saw with the Eagles with Saquon Barkley, where they've had some foresight and forethought in order to make way for this. No. The Dallas Cowboys seem to perennially, all the time, seem to be kicking the can just 1 year ahead and then saying, oh, so now that we're here, we should do this instead of signing players that are going to be there, that are franchise foundational players to a contract, so that way that they can maneuver and manage the cap of like a real professional team would. They keep perennially making mistakes and managing their team as a first come first serve, and it's infuriating. I'd imagine if you were a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah, not being one, I could care less.
It's kind of funny being not one.
I see Jerry Jones always it kind of makes sense. He does. He always sorts to put things off to the very end. And whether that's strategic or him just getting around to it,
I think that Ezekiel Elliott broke the man, because the fact that he paid Ezekiel Elliott early, Ezekiel Elliott never lived up to his highest paid running back status in contract. He was an anchor to the team for a while, as far as a running back contract can be. And so I think he was burned so hard that he waited forever to pay Dak Prescott. He waited till the absolute last moment to pay CeeDee Lamb, and now he's waiting to the absolute moment to pay Micah Parsons. It's the only explanation I can have besides the fact that he's just simply old.
Well, I mean, he's overpaid for many different things. I mean, you can say what you will about Dak Prescott, but as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, he overpaid for Dak Prescott. Overpaid.
Amen.
The guy has never played a playoff game. The guy has never done anything worthy of a top-end contract. He shouldn't be paid that much. And now what he's done is hamstrung the organization. Ezekiel Elliott is a great point. He paid him again, and he paid him a third time. And he should have never paid him the second or third time. He should have dumped him when he could. But you know what? This is his team. Jerry's going to run his team the way he wants to. And Jerry is going to do what he's going to do. And if it means continually losing, even though he can talk the rhetoric about being all in and going to the Super Bowl, and a howl goes across the Metroplex there in the late night hours as I lie awake waiting for my next Super Bowl. Hey, you know what? Give me a break. You don't know how to do this. You're doing a terrible job of it. Get off the throne, Jerry.
Yeah. So the problem with Jerry is he does these things, and to do anything other than after is to admit you're wrong. And he can't admit he's wrong. He doubles down, triples down. That Ezekiel Elliott thing is a prime example of where he got it wrong. Everyone else knew immediately, but he kept going. It's the same thing with Dak Prescott. It's going to be the same thing with a coach. It's going to be the same thing with this, that, or the other. Jerry Jones refuses to ever admit that he got anything wrong. And that's why it takes so long for anything to ever happen or change with the Dallas Cowboys. Guess what? They're not going to do anytime soon. Win. And that's fine by the rest of us. 888-368-1580. So now this is fantastic. I mean, half fantastic, half hell. Half the texts coming into the text line are people showing me cool cars. The other half are sending me topless pictures of themselves. Dodger Danny.
Oh, wow.
Dodger Danny, I did not need to see a shirtless picture of you by the pool. I really didn't.
You're seeing his entire pitcher's mound?
I don't know. Just no. I don't. It's unwanted. Cars wanted. Shirtless men not wanted. Oh no. Gamecock says, you want a Gamecock pick? No. I don't. I do not. Just the Tip says, build an O-line, build a D-line. Any team will be better with whatever ball handlers you got. Random Texture says, so what is there to sponsoring it? Just find an empty parking lot?
No, I think you'd have to. I think you'd have to get a permit from whatever city we're going to be in. You know, whether it's Scottsdale and
unless it was like a dirt lot, no.
Well, I think even if it's a dirt lot, I mean, it's probably.
I don't want to be in a dirt lot, all that dust getting all over your pretty cars.
Yeah, I would rather see us get involved with somebody with a big parking lot that would allow us to do it and have all the cars show up there and do a broadcast and all that sort of stuff.
This hurts. Tomorrow, it's on my calendar. Okay. Tomorrow is Remember Napa Mike Day.
Yeah.
Napa Mike would have been like thrilled to do this. In fact, we went out and broadcasted live from one of his car shows once over there in front of one of his Napa stores.
Yeah, we sure did. Boy, he was a guy that could set us up with a place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the time of year we remember Napa Mike. We sure do miss that guy. He was a good guy. And gone too soon for sure. So, but
fellow well met.
We would talk cars and car parts and all sorts of stuff with Napa Mike. Killer Rabbit says, sounds like Carr is staying in New Orleans. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Here's the thing you guys all need to be aware of. Coach talk. Going into free agency and the feeding frenzy that is about to be. Understand, certain people are going to say things about certain people that are not necessarily true. Kind of like
Sean McVay saying, "Wow, we'd really love to have Jimmy Garoppolo back." No, you don't. You're just saying that because you're hoping you can deal him for something. We would love to bring back Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll tell you what, that'd be something. They don't actually want him back.
Well, no, I don't even know if they don't want him back, Jeffrey. What they don't want him back is at the current cap hit that he's at, because he hit a $150 million contract, if you remember, when he originally signed it. Now it was spread over 4 years, so the base average salary was at $37.5 million per year, and that was signed to 2023. So it is almost untenable for the New Orleans Saints to bring him back at the current number, because as of right now, they are in
Rams.
Wait,
we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, not Derek Carr.
I thought Jimmy Garoppolo was a San Francisco Giant.
Yeah, he's a Los Angeles Rams. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that we were talking about Carr because
no. Yeah, I know, because the other guy said Carr staying in New Orleans.
Yes. So
sorry,
Garoppolo was a 49er, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Now he was with the Rams last year as a backup. He did play in that game that nobody cared about.
Okay.
Did all right. 27 of 41 for 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they lost 30-25 to Seattle, but he showed he can go out there and play at least. But I just don't believe that McVay. He's not under contract, is he?
Jimmy Garoppolo, no, he just signed a 1 year, so they're hoping that they can bring him back, which they might. I mean, there is an allure to going to be coached by Sean McVay, even in a backup role. I mean, we saw Baker Mayfield shine in that role. We saw a couple of other places, other quarterbacks kind of get a glimpse and a glimmer of possible positive outcomes elsewhere. He's certainly a draw unto himself, but Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think he's rehabilitated enough of his image from those Las Vegas Raiders days to really show anybody that he's worthy of being even a spot starter right now. So I think this might be the best shot he has. I don't see anywhere that Jimmy Garoppolo would be a starter right now.
F the Process thinks we should try Westworld in Scottsdale for a car show. Geez, how much money do you think I've got for the deposit?
Wow.
Beer Bob just sent me Chunk pulling his shirt up from the Goonies. Booger Wolf says, earlier in the show, someone mentioned Phil and Kobe similarities. The main one is annoying and bothering women in Colorado. Broncos suck big time, he says. Booger Wolf is completely disconnected from the actual conversation, you can tell.
I believe that was Kyrie and Kobe comparisons, not myself. But thank you. I appreciate the comp.
Big George says he remembers Napa Mike. He was a funny guy. I remember when he would stump Eric with a random car part. He'd bring in the studio, stumped him every time. Rest in peace, Napa Mike. Yeah, that was my idea, because I knew that Eric would never, ever guess a car part right. And
we had fun with that bit, too. That was a lot of fun.
And I got some free car parts. Glendale Mullet says, how about car show and a barbecue? Oh, that's right. Glendale Mullet not only has that stellar Mustang, but he's the guy that built that giant smoker on wheels.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, and then we get Light Sleeper to come out and play music for us.
There we go. Now it's all falling into place, Jeffco.
Yes, we did. We did that to Eric Cohen. The blinker fluid. We did do that to him. And he did buy it.
He did. It was Mike's idea, too.
888-368-1580. So a couple more things. And again, take everything with a grain of salt you hear anyone say, is what I'm trying to say. Justin Fields, they're saying, is probably going to be the starter and probably not Russell Wilson. So why would they announce all that?
Maybe my only thought is it really doesn't behoove you. First of all, he's not even signed with your team, so that's an interesting development. But I think the biggest one, if it was me and I'm running an organization and one possibly not worried about burning bridges with Justin Fields, is that if you want people to believe that you're not going to take a quarterback, you would put out information in the draft, I should say. You would put out information saying that we're content with the current quarterback we have. Like, look at the Chiefs.
They don't have any quarterback. They both Fields and Wilson are free agents.
Precisely. But if you want to draft a quarterback, which the Pittsburgh Steelers might, I mean, they have an open door, right? Then what better way to not have a team specifically when they're looking down the draft order say, if we really want a quarterback, if we want the third best quarterback, what is the minimum, what is the highest team up on the draft order that we would have to jump ahead of? Well, not the Pittsburgh Steelers. They say that they're happy with Justin Fields, and then the Steelers then don't have to trade down themselves in order to get to. It's just a big game of chicken, really. Because really, otherwise, there is no real purpose to coming out and publicly making the statement unless there is some strife, some quarrel in your quarterback room. Because I mean, are the Chiefs making an announcement? Hey guys, guess what? We're going to stick with Patrick Mahomes next year. The Buffalo Bills. Hey guys, Josh Allen. We're pretty happy with our quarterback. No, you only do this.
This wasn't reported by the team as much as it was Ian Rappaport, who said that Justin Fields is more likely to be the starter over Russell Wilson, which means that he's got word that they're sticking with Fields or they're getting rid of Russell Wilson or not bringing him back.
But who reports this, Jeffrey? It's somebody wants it to get out.
Steelers don't pick until 21 in the first round of this year's draft.
At the moment,
when you have a young quarterback in Justin Fields that has a few years of experience in the league, as compared to a Russell Wilson who's on the back end of his career in the NFL, who's probably made all the money he's going to make, is not going to sign another mega contract, and you really don't want to bring him back. You're going to go with Justin Fields. You're going to go with the younger quarterback who, by the way, had a pretty damn good first half of last season and led that team pretty well. And I think that
they
Mike
were 4-2
Tomlin,
with him.
I think Mike Tomlin is satisfied that Justin Fields can do the job. They're going to pay him, and I think they'll go after other needs: a wide receiver, offensive line, running back would be good for this team. So it'll be interesting to see if this is that jargon sort of talk, or if that's for real what the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to do.
We shall see what they're going to do. So, the Browns are hosting Shedeur Sanders for a visit, if that gives you an idea of what they might do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Moist One says Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, and they draft Ewers or Dart.
Nah, I don't know that the Steelers are going to take a chance on Aaron Rodgers. They just do not have his complement of weapons.
We got to take a break. We come back, more football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress. Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees. That ain't nice.
Ain't nice.
Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. 149
For tax prep that's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and the gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code KIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code KIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Multivitamins are your partners in health. Their nutrients are key to your daily well-being, especially if you're planning to become pregnant. A multivitamin rich in folic acid can help you have a healthier pregnancy and prevent birth defects. That's why the Arizona Department of Health Services is offering a free 3-month supply of daily vitamins with folic acid. To get your free vitamins, go to acdhs.gov/PowerMe A2C.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health Services.
The Super Bowl is over, and now you're feeling blue because you think football is over. Well, snap out of it, bub. Football's always in season here. Get ready for the hirings, the firings, the free agents, the minicamps, and this little thing called the NFL Draft. Get your pigskin on your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 60, 1580, and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Who the hell is he? I keep seeing on the text line, like on a Monday morning, get in, I'm like, Big DAWG Dog. Who the hell is Big Dog?
So the week before last on the Weekend Warriors, Neil was not there. He was off on a U of A scouting trip because I believe his daughter is a student. So he was up there, and while up there amongst the students and the club section and everything else and the suite and what have you, he apparently made friends with a bunch of these students who donned upon him the nickname Big Dog, and the rest of the crew.
Arizona students.
You Arizona students. And then apparently he then now is the big dog of the pound, the quote unquote pound, and the little puppies are around, and they'll just text in. They were listening to the show. So
that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a whole society, Jeffrey. You got to listen on Saturdays at 10 a.m. on 1580 a.m. The Fanatic.
Neil keeps peeing in the pool of our radio station, basically. You know what I'm saying?
He's keeping it warm.
Bad enough that he's got Arizona ties and connections, and he's hanging out with meth heads and stuff. I just, and then he messes up his fantasy football team during fantasy football season.
Yeah.
Feel like I feel like our gene pool has been compromised just having him around. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's a lovely man. Lovely man. Every Saturday, he has some funny thoughts about the Rams.
About something that has to do with him, I'm always I make this face. I end up squinting whenever I hear about crap that guy does.
He has a pretty darn good howl, Jeffrey. Do you have a good howl?
I don't need a howl.
No.
Why would I need a howl?
Because when you're the big dog, you need a howl.
Mm-hmm. Well, the context is who calls him that. So we'll just leave that right there. 888-368-1580. Devilhawk says, when you say football is always in season in your promo, does that mean you'll be providing wall-to-wall coverage of the UFL? Hell no. We said football, real football, NFL football, NCAA football. That's the only football there is.
Did you see that the UFL players, the quarterbacks, are uniting and taking a stand? I
love that so much because that'll mean the end of it.
Yeah, that's the
if
end
you
of it.
Strike on something as small as the UFL, guess what? They'll just be like, "Well, turn off the lights. We're going home."
Yeah, I don't know what they expect. It's a glorified audition, right? It's like maybe the NFL looks and says, "Oh, you know what? Let's take a third look at that guy." That's your best hope. I mean, you're not doing it for the money. I don't know.
That's what I said yesterday. Same thought process as you're just shooting yourself in the foot if the end game is trying to get into the NFL. Booger Wolf says, "Hey, what happened to Booty Fish Keon?" Well, you hurt him one time too many, Booger Wolf. He has left because of you. I hope you're happy. Phil won't stay around either because of you. Phil he's just only here to fill in.
You hurt my feelings.
He says if Booger Wolf was gone, he might actually be on the show full time.
Full-time Phil has a nice
there
ring
it
to
is.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. But oh well.
Oh well.
Thanks a lot, Booger Wolf. You ruined it for everybody. Like you ruined everything. You big jerk. Speaking of big jerks, we were talking about all the technicals that Anthony Edwards has. I think he's up to 14. So 16. He got 16 and a suspension to go with it. Well, last season, Draymond Green, he had 13 technical fouls, but then it was a shortened season for him because of that other suspension. Well, this year, already 47 games in, he has 12. So he's actually
he's been cutting it down.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, no, he's going to have more than 13 by the end of the season.
Yeah, I guess coming off the bench from time to time actually helps you shape you up.
No, I don't think you understand. At the end of the season, I think he'll surpass his season high of 17 technical fouls.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Well, he's got what, about around 20 games left?
21 more games.
So he only needs one every 5 games. I think I forget.
I believe in him.
Well, I depend. How do they? So they have personal fouls and personal but if he has like a level 2 offense, does that account for 2 technical fouls?
No.
Okay.
Flagrants it don't have anything to do with anything.
Okay.
It has to be boom, that right there, technical.
Okay.
You got to have a T.
Okay.
He's working on it. He's working
hard.
I'm sure he doesn't want to, but he can't help himself. And I bet this year he'll get 17 or more. I would bet the over.
17, he's at 13. Well, especially if we're talking the playoffs, certainly.
Just needs 4 more.
Yeah, 4 more with 20
He works
games.
hard for the fouls. So hard for the fouls.
You better treat him right.
Yep.
I'm not going to call anybody honey. That's just, I got to draw the line somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we were wondering the other day about Draymond Green. So he's comparable. He's doing his part.
Yep.
And when is Anthony Edwards suspended right now? Because I think it was automatic, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he automatically served a 1-game suspension. I'm trying to determine whether or not he's served that, whether or not they've had a game in between that. If you give me one moment, I can tell you. No, he will serve it tonight. Tonight's game will be the game that he is forced to sit out because of the suspension against the 76ers.
Okay, I was going to say. So the
that's
Frozen Chosen playing the 76ers.
Yeah, so this is a game that you can afford to have Anthony Edwards sit out and still probably get a win.
Yep. That's bullcrap. They should have suspended him against a better team.
Meaningful game, yeah.
Yeah. So I have just won a tip of the hat. Wait, what's that? Donnie says he's not suspended.
He's not?
He's already served the suspension, he says.
Wow, Donnie putting the big horn on you, Phil.
Was it a game that mattered? I hope it was.
Yeah, Donnie, let us know so I can blow the horn again.
Just to aggravate Donnie, really.
Yeah.
But I have all the respect in the world, I want to tell you, for Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome.
All right.
He's a guard for the Cavaliers.
All right. That's where I know the name from. Go ahead.
Okay. He got fined $25,000 for talking about the refs.
Yes.
But let me read you the quote, because this is legend status right here.
Okay.
He says, I thought the refs were really bad tonight, especially Natalie. She was really bad.
Oh.
I've never heard a guy name the ref. And he zeroed in on Natalie specifically. But that
Natalie.
Yeah. Wow. That's
crazy.
That's personal.
He was correct. That led to, by the way, Donnie was correct. He got out for the Jazz game, and which is a game that they lost.
Another meaningful game. Yeah.
So it did matter.
It really did,
Donnie.
matter. Sorry about that, Don.
But all our other Minnesota fans, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, Ty Jerome, that cost him $25,000. Let me ask you, answer honestly, Randy.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Ty Jerome?
Yes.
Oh, Phil, have you ever heard of Ty Jerome?
Heard of? Yes.
Oh, well, I've never heard of him.
You've never heard of Ty Jerome?
My point is, I don't think he can afford $25,000. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. Maybe I'm wrong. I never heard of him.
Ty Jerome is a bit player. I think
Ty Jerome has
a part player.
Signed a 2-year, $5 million contract.
2 year, $5 million. Yeah, that is bench player for sure.
Yeah, so 25,000. It hurts, but it's
he's averaging 12 points a game. God, can we get Ty Jerome on the Suns?
Man, we dream about Ty Jerome,
right?
Now Jerome. Sorry. Anyway, but yeah,
Have you heard?
I just love that. The refs were really bad tonight, especially Natalie. And I'm sure he stared into the camera, especially Natalie.
Well, we don't want Ty Jerome as
She
a
was-
shooting guard. Never mind.
She was really bad.
I thought I read he was a point guard. Sorry.
I love Natalie just sitting there, probably watching, going, "What the hell? What? What? How does he know my name?" Moist one says, "I think he played for the Suns." No, Ty Jerome.
I see. Maybe that's
yeah,
where I
he
heard
did.
it from.
He
Ty
played.
Jerome.
He was drafted. He was a rookie, restricted free agent. Played on a 4-year, $11 million contract, 2019 through 2022.
He was on the Suns.
He was on the Sun, 2019 to 2022.
I watched the Suns during that time. Guess what? Never noticed him.
Never noticed him.
Never noticed him. Aiton's Army says, Jeffrey, you should look up what Fred Van Fleet said about referee Ben Taylor after a game. It gets much worse than Ty Jerome. Well, how long ago was that when Fred Van Fleet said that? Because I mean, did he actually say Ben Taylor? I don't know. It just feels like he's just really. I think he asked Natalie out and she said no. So he's just like,
especially
refs are
Natalie.
bad, especially Natalie.
Yeah.
I do find it a bit off-putting though that he we never heard of Ty Jerome calling out refs, but the fact that the one ref he finally does call out is Natalie.
Yeah.
I don't
It's ungentlemanlike.
It is.
I
It
know.
really is.
Ty Jerome was never in Phoenix.
Yes, he was.
No, Aiton's Army agrees. Says Suns drafted Ty
Yeah,
Jerome. We already had him, Randy.
2019 to 2022.
Ty Jerome.
Says here he was
Leo.
in the first round, pick 24 by Philadelphia.
Maybe we're talking about a different Ty Jerome, but in 2019 to
There's
2022.
probably more than one Ty Jerome.
This Ty Jerome is he's not a brother. He plays for Cleveland.
Well, nobody said anything about that part.
So I don't know if the other Ty Jerome is a brother.
Well, but played for
They're brothers
the
that have
Suns
different
back in the day. Yes, right now.
Wait a minute. It says here that he was on the Suns.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm having a bad show.
Moist one says maybe
Yep.
he was saying that she was bad, like Michael Jackson bad.
Oh, she bad.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
She's bad. She's bad. You
Jump
know
on
it.
Aiton's Army says, yeah, Fred Van Fleet, his quote about Ben Taylor, which is forthcoming once the wheel stops spinning.
Would Fred Van Fleet, would that be the triple F? Like we have Triple H, that'd be triple F?
No, it's actually Fred Van Fleet, but I like to call him Fred Van Fleet.
Well, I know, because it sounds cool. Fred Van Fleet.
But it's even Van Vliet. So
Oh, I know
or
that.
Van
But,
Vliet.
would we call him triple F?
Yes, triple F. Fred
Thank
Van
you.
Fleet.
Fleet.
God, I
Thank
wish we
you.
had Fred Van Fleet.
The Frenchman. Fred Van Fleet.
So anyway, the quote was, Ben Taylor was effing awful tonight. Wow. That is very direct and specific.
I want to hear Ben Taylor's response.
I want to hear Natalie's response.
Look, I told you, Ty, I'm not going out with you.
You know what is crazy though is that they're naming all these referees, and the one who hasn't like made headlines in quite some time is the Scott Foster of it all.
Mhm.
Scott
Well,
Foster's
that's
like over here,
because-
like, yeah, Natalie sucks.
Well, we lost the problem
Scott
with him
Foster
when
thing, yeah.
CP3 left. Scott
Yeah.
Foster then became normal referee.
Somebody
Right.
else's problem.
Right. No, I mean,
The
when he
Suns'
would
problem.
call Suns games and Chris Paul wasn't around, it was a balanced, even game. So
Right.
if you look at the Scott Foster impact and CP3, he should have been fired a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
For his misconduct. But
Yeah.
whatever. Devil Hawk says, is Randy having a stroke? He's always up for one. Lost Toby says, Randy has my vote for MVP host of the day, presented
Oh, no.
by Allstate.
No, thank you. I did nothing. I'm having a terrible show today.
You're
Absolutely.
not having a bad show. What are you
I'm
talking
in a-
about?
I am
Oh,
talk.
stop.
What I need
Phil
to
is
do.
having a much worse show than
Yeah,
you.
come on.
Well, I wasn't going
average
to
a
say
worse
anything.
Phil has just been a fountain of misinformation from top to bottom today.
I
don't
mean,
even
the
know what's
show's
going
been
on with
bad.
Phil.
But Phil was
Even
really
Danny's
bad.
been spanking my.
I've been amazing because I always am.
Well,
But
yeah.
you guys, between the two of you, know Phil's way worse.
You are a shining monument as to what radio should be, Jeff.
I can't help myself.
I know.
You're a beacon.
I accidentally just exude greatness every
I
day.
know. You just get up in the morning and pee greatness.
You secrete greatness.
I do, and that's why the pure air thing is having a hard time. So, Lost Toby says Randy is the Josh Allen of the show.
Wow. I don't know what that
Man
means.
says, how about Triple R, Rockin' Rowdy Randy?
You know, when I was in high school, I was on a high school radio station. I called myself Rockin' Rando.
Rockin' Rando.
Yeah. And then later on, after my first marriage, when I was sowing my after marriage oats, I came up with a Rockin' Rando as a drink.
Oh, I thought you got like a disease. Sorry.
No, a Rockin'
really,
Rando drink. I made a drink.
I got a little bit of the Rockin' Rando, but the doctor gave me a shot and cleared it right up.
Coconut rum and the Dad's root beer. Can't be Barg's. Has to be Dad's root beer and coconut rum. And you go get in the pool with one of those little babies. Yeah. Oh no, Devil Hawk. Dude Wipes used to be a sponsor. That was a big sponsor of mine. Yeah, Dude
yeah,
Wipes. Yeah, that's when I first turned 60.
Yeah, not Depends. We haven't gotten there yet.
No,
but we're sellouts. We'll take it. If we get that money, we'll all wear them.
Wipe all your dudes.
You'll never see me walk off the camera because I won't have to.
I won't. Yeah, we'll just stay right here all the time.
That's the problem, though. On the camera shot, I'd be like here, normal talking, and then when I'm going to the bathroom, I'm like this.
Diarrhea.
That's why we probably can't do that. Hey, Phil, you should fix that camera.
I should fix my camera.
Yeah, because you just like a little tiny head there at the bottom there. Somebody tilt that back a little bit. That bothers me. Can you fix that? Can you just tilt that?
It's my
chair
noggin and your lats. That's all we can see.
No, just sit. Okay,
fine. A giant microphone.
That's fine.
There it
That's
is.
fine.
Just your noggin.
There you go. There you go, Ben Stiller. There you go. Swazman says Triple A, Filthy Phil the fill-in. Oh, he's like tons of F's, so we could put there with that alliteration if we want to.
Yeah, Triple F.
Booger Wolf says Phil used to work on Venice Beach. He was called Stinky the Herky Jerky Dancer. That's good. I didn't know that about you, Phil.
A man lives many lives.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a break. We come back. We got On This Date in Big George's sports history. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Every day, parents are investing in their children's futures, from helping with math to practicing for spelling tests to saving money for their education. I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. As parents, we want to give our children every opportunity. An AZ 529 education savings plan grows tax-free. So by saving even $15 a month now, we can make a big difference later. And that is the best investment of all. Learn more at az529.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Slender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Okay, then. All right, let's take a look here. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I just don't want to get into it.
Come on.
I don't want to get into it. But
Come on.
the
Just tell
Clippers
us.
are playing the Suns tonight at 8.
Yeah.
ASU is playing. Holy Jesus Christ. What the? It's 9 p.m.? What?
Yeah. Well, that's
Why is
Eastern time,
ASU
isn't it?
That's why we
No.
said 6 minutes.
No. What?
You got to watch at least 6 minutes of it, then go to sleep.
Oh, no, I'm saying it's. I thought you said it was on in 6 minutes. No, it's on at
No,
9
no, no.
p.m. Why do this to people?
That is our West Coast privilege, Jeffrey, and we will exercise it until the East Coast relents and gives us in to our
It's on at-
demands.
It's on at 11 p.m. on the East Coast.
That's when
Yeah.
it starts. Can you?
It makes no sense.
Well, they're
No
not
sense at
watching
all.
anyway, so
Well, it makes it hard for people who work for a living to watch. But maybe that's probably best for us. maybe that works to our advantage tonight. I don't know. But go ASU in that game against U Chalupa.
absolutely.
Tonight.
Yeah.
So let me give you a look here. Let's see. Here's what we got going on as far as on the Fanatic. Thursday we got GCU at 6:45 p.m. And then Friday we've got the General Tire 150 at 6 p.m. right after the Daily Blender. NASCAR action in Phoenix for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Then
yeah.
on Saturday we got GCU in action against Abilene, Texas at 1:45 p.m.
Mhm.
And then late, we were hoping to be on earlier, but we were going to try to knock out the Weekend Warriors. But unfortunately, the entire show will air this weekend of the Weekend Warriors from 10 a.m. until noon. Then at 6:45 p.m., we got the Ohio Valley Conference Championship game. And we are told by Harris that should be a good one. And then on Sunday, we have the big race from the Phoenix Raceway, the Shriners Children's 500.
Yes.
So
I don't know how they're going to get 500 Shriners kids out there to the track to run around.
I think that'd
Not
be an
sure.
amazing race.
Not
I'd
sure
watch
I
the
understand
hell out
that.
of that. Well,
Are they-
Shriners, they'll all have those little go-karts and the fez.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense then.
And like halfway through, they release the NASCARs to go through with them. And if anyone survives, well, let's be honest, it's the Shriner kids. Nobody survives.
Funny story for you, real quick here. I know you're in the middle of a read here.
No,
My dad
ready.
was a Shriner, and he drove one of those go-karts.
No kidding. How
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
get
he
to
did.
did you get to play with it?
He wanted me to drive it, but I didn't want to touch the damn thing. Every time I would touch something, I broke his bass boat. I
I
just
see.
had this thing. I didn't want to touch the thing. So he
No,
kept
I
telling me,
understand.
Randy, drive the car. No, I'm not driving. No.
Mm-hmm. Now that was wise on your part.
You know, those things could actually, they could go, I mean, they can't go as fast as a NASCAR, but those things could go up to 75 miles an hour.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never see that because they're always just zigzagging across
Yeah,
the street in
yeah.
the parade.
And talk about overkill.
Mm-hmm. So one of our dreams will not come true.
Mm-hmm.
But then it really wasn't our dream because, well, okay. So JJ Watt I guess he owns a soccer team or something. Or
Oh,
he's
yeah.
friends with a
In the-
goalie. I don't
in
know.
the
the hell.
in the English league.
Sure,
yes.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Would you like some crumpets?
He had said, like a bet with a goalie for Burnley FC. He had a bet saying, "Hey, tell you what, if you can keep all of the balls out of the net for the entire season, I'll come out of retirement and I'll play for the Bengals because the Bengals are the team."
The goalie, that's his favorite
Right.
American football team. Yeah.
So the goalie was like, okay. And so he did pretty well. He had a nice long streak of shutting out the other team, but that streak has come to an end.
Oh.
Yeah. He had 24 shutouts. He needed 24 shutouts in a row. And I think he had
must have
12.
ended at. Oh yeah. I was gonna say it was he just hit the halfway mark and boom.
Wasn't it like one of the longest shutout streaks, goalless streaks for?
It was the second most successful league clean sheet right there.
Yeah,
12.
there you go.
Man United had a 14-game streak.
Wow.
In 2008.
Well,
so
I mean, good for
JJ
them.
Watt immediately tweets, I don't like Skyline Chili anyway.
That's good man, JJ. Good man.
And he says, well, it was a fun ride, Cincinnati. So I guess he will not be coming back. And then who cares? Because he wasn't going to come back to your Cardinals. So
No.
I mean, any football game is better with JJ Watt in it.
Look, the NFL is a great league, and it's a better league when JJ Watt's there.
But
All the stuff he's done. I mean, the Houston area, that big flood several years back, and he raised several $1 million to help the people there. It took his own time. It didn't take any money. He went out there to Houston and was gathering up, supplies and stuff.
He was out there in
for
a
the people
boat.
of Houston. Oh yeah,
Yeah, one of the shining examples of humanity.
Oh yeah,
Genuinely.
Good man.
Yep, good man. Raven Kid says they got the Weekend Warriors to sponsor the race this weekend.
No.
Because Ralph's co-host is a Shriner Kid, Neil.
No.
Yeah, that was his nickname before, the Shriner Kid. Did you know that, Phil?
I didn't actually.
Yeah, because when he came on the show with us and he just went mute, he was scared of me and he wouldn't talk. So everybody started should ask him about that.
Neil treated me poorly at the spot too, by the way, when I came out to watch you guys.
Really?
He treated me poorly.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I think he was intimidated because I was actually there. And B,
Dazzled by your beauty.
He wouldn't give me a sticker. I asked for a sticker. He wouldn't give me a poor customer service.
What was on the sticker?
It was
Neil and Ralph's
Weekend
face.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He wouldn't give you a sticker?
Wouldn't give me a damn sticker. Now Ralph gave me a
What-
T-shirt.
Did
I
he
got a
say
t-shirt.
why he wouldn't give you a sticker?
He says, "You know how to get these if you want them, like that."
Yeah, you like grabbed him by the throat and said, "Here's
uh,
a way," and just
you know,
taking it from him.
Fortunately, I had a nice cold beer and a breakfast burrito in front of me, or I would have taken him down.
Oh, that breakfast burrito. I have daydreams about that breakfast burrito.
That was good.
Delicious.
It was good, Jeffco. Yeah, I'm not lying.
Well, this is even worse. You don't mistreat my friend Randy White.
Oh, I
Randy
reckon
White
he'll-
wants a sticker. You give Randy White a sticker.
Now, have you considered, Randy, that maybe it was more of an invitation than it was a challenge? Maybe it was like, oh, if you want a sticker,
I'd collapse his trachea if he did that to
you know
me.
how to earn this sticker.
It's a good thing Ralph did not invite me to go on the air live because I was going to take Mr. Neal to task.
Just something else to be angry about.
Mhm.
Moist One says, yeah, if you got the Shriners out there, the Shriner kids out there, just don't let Tony Stewart on the track. Well, I think that just goes for any situation, to be honest. Big George says the ASU game starts at 8 p.m. for you in California. Shut up, George. Swazman says, fun show, you guys, for football off-season Tuesday. Well, it's Taco Tuesday, actually. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
We're going to run out of time here, aren't we? We're going to
Probably.
run out of time.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1994, the hugely popular NBA Jam arcade game was officially released for Game Gear, Genesis, and the SNES. Sunstar Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, and Dan Marley were featured in the arcade version of the Phoenix Suns, while Danny Manning was added to the home console version with the loss of Barkley's rights. Back to you, Jeffrey. The because I guess they only paid him to be on the arcade. He was like, well, if you're going to put me on the home one, you got to pay me a different amount of money. And they're like, no. And he's like, well, bye. So that's why you had Danny Manning. But I don't remember playing a version that didn't have Charles Barkley. I don't remember.
Well,
having Charles
I think he was in the home version. He wasn't on the cover. See, that's the thing. I think
this says he was on the arcade version, but not on the home version. I thought it was playing with it.
I thought it was just the cover. I thought he was actually in the game.
I don't know. George, are you sure about this? I don't know about this.
Very confusing.
Remember playing a home console with Charles Barkley, or is that just maybe I'm just dreaming that, because I did play the arcade version quite a bit too. Oh, that was such a good game.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun game. And you play with the Bulls. You'd have Michael Jordan, Pippen, and Horace Grant. And for the Suns, it was Barkley, Johnson, and Marley. But boy, I don't remember the Danny Manning thing. Booger Wolf says, hey, did you guys know John Elway never used a mouth guard? His oversized horse gums were enough to cushion for the hits. Why are you taking a shot at John Elway? Is it because Phil is a Broncos fan?
Yeah, you hold your tongue, good sir. You hold your tongue, or else I will slap you across your cheeks with the glove that I have ready.
You don't have a glove.
Easy.
I challenge you, sir. Produce a glove.
Oh, the show's ending, Jeffrey.
You don't have a glove. You know it.
All right, right here.
There's no glove. That was a tissue.
That was not a glove.
I will not stand for this insolence. This insult.
Well, you're sitting, but you're going to take it anyway.
Not going to
Beer
sit
Nuts
for this
wants to know where the breakfast burrito was from. It was from the Spot.
The Spot
in
Neighborhood
London.
Grill.
West Phoenix here. Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus text says Barkley was in the home version. It was Shaq and Jordan who were arcade only.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Who'd have thought?
Wow.
Phil, you've never looked better.
Oh, wow. Phil Kilroy was here.
All right. Well, enough of this nonsense.
Is it Friday yet?
Yeah, it feels like
it. Feels like a Friday show.
Only 4 days, guys.
Tomorrow's
Only 4
Wednesday.
days.
We'll see you guys then. 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you annoyingly inattentive? Do you watch a movie and then ask a zillion questions because you weren't paying attention?